Welcome to another episode of the Stereo Joe Show. It's Monday night. It's 8 p.m. You know how we do it. I'm really excited. We have another great lineup for tonight. This is going on three episodes to the end. I don't know if I said that right, but there's only 3 episodes left until the last show of the season, folks. We will be back. But we got a killer lineup tonight. For the second time on the show, we have singer-songwriter Andrew Moses back in the house. He's a really awesome guy, very active in the music world, and he's also very active in the Social Distance Fest. Very good, awesome group of people. So he's coming up first at 8:10. You're going to want to hear him. Stick around. We also have Mike O'Mara on the show. He plays piano. He sings. He's got degrees in classical music, but he also loves pop punk. So he's all over the map. Real nice guy. First time on the show. We're going to be talking with him. Then we also have, for the first time on the show, B. Abel, who does it all, plays multiple instruments, produces, raps, writes songs. One of my good buddies. Hopefully, you're going to have him on Stereo Joe show, Stereo Joe song soon. So he is coming up as well. And then, of course, from Stay Loud, we have Jonathan and Chris. They're doing an acoustic duo thing, but normally Jonathan's the drummer. But they're going to both be singing and playing guitars tonight. Really excited about that. And last but not least, my good buddy, my oldest friend, Matt Wilson's going to be here. He's going to be singing you a couple songs and also going to be recapping the Victor Wooten interview that we had. So I'm really excited. All right, I got Nick in the background. He's got our music video waiting to go. Here is the stereo. Oh, wait, I got music tonight for you too. We got music by us, Stereo Joe. We also have, we're going to be playing a clip of Victor Wooten playing and Donzo's Cosmos. But first up right now is Stereo Joe. Check it out.
Where you go when you're feeling down? Yeah, I know what you'll say when I'm not around. When I'm not around, it's these games we play that lead us to our own demise. So we say, or that we make up our own minds. Yeah, we're living for the day when we can live and we can laugh. And I know you have my back until I fade away. Yeah, I know where you go when you're feeling down. Yeah, I know what you'll say when I'm not around. When I'm not around, it's these games we play that lead us to our own demise. You so we say, or that we make up our own minds. Yeah, we're living in our days. With all this noise, we self-contained. My dark depression creates a maze, and then I float away. Yeah, 'cause I've been wandering for so long that I lost my way on the road to my dreams. But I could see for miles. Yeah, it's still me. Yeah, it's still me. After all this time. Yeah, I know where you go when you're feeling down. Yeah, I know what you'll say when I'm not around. When I'm not around, it's these games we play that lead us to our own demise.
All right, that was our video for our latest song, Games, which we put out a couple months ago. It's a fun little video. I was wearing that shirt in the video, so I was like, I'm wearing that shirt tonight. I knew we were going to be playing it. But let's get on my co-host, Nick the Viking. What's up, buddy? How are you tonight?
Yeah, every time we listen to that video, I just remember how much fun it was shooting it, especially the dancing scenes with everybody. We want to give a shout out to the people who were in it. Remy, who let us use her house, who will even be hanging out with us later tonight. And it was just a really great time, man.
Yeah, it was. And we were also hanging out with Remy.
Oh, no, I don't hear you anymore.
Oh, I'm here, buddy. You can hear me. They can hear me. You can't hear me because the video sucks, but they can hear me. Shoot, Nick. All right, I'm popping you in and out. All right, but we were hanging with Remy this past weekend, and we were having a lot of fun. But anyway, we got wild. But, oh, shit, Nick. You can't hear me?
So, people, I can right now. Now we're good.
I was saying how we were hanging out with Remy this weekend, and we were played a little bit, and then we also had Vic watch us, and we could have been a lot better. So that was a little rough. Vic watched us. I got nervous. Anyway, it was fun though. I haven't watched it yet. Did you see it?
I did not watch it yet. It was a great time though. I do have to admit it was a lot of fun, and we did get to surprise Remy, which was probably my favorite part of the night overall. It was the best show or no of all.
Yeah, that was nice. Hey, what's up, Grace? Hey, Grace. Hey, Mateo. Hey, Linda. Hey, Caroline. What's up, everybody out there? Thank you so much for tuning in. We got Andrew waiting in the wings, but we were just recapping our show from Saturday. We did a little episode of Brews and Crews, where we also had Dan Tao, the guy who just directed that video. He's also the drummer in Dead Tide, and he's also filling in for our next show on March 13th, which is going to be in New York. But if you're just tuning in now, you are watching the Stereo Joe Show, where we are a musician talk show by musicians, for musicians, and for music lovers. And we are bringing you artists from all over the world, including 5-time Grammy Award winner Victor Wooten, who we had on the show 2 weeks ago. So you're going to want to check it out. We have an awesome group of musicians tonight as well. But Nick, first, let's tell them about that beard.
People always ask me how the beard gets so nice. I tell them it doesn't get that way on its own. With the beard struggle, it's a breeze. And you don't have to break your bank because Stereo Joe has a hookup. Use the code StereoJO at checkout to give you 15% off, because there's products for beards of all sizes for any occasions. So whether you want to spoil someone or spoil yourself, it's perfect. And if you live in the US and you spend $40 or more, they'll actually ship it out to you for free. That's right. That's FREE, and who doesn't like free? And it makes a great birthday gift. We mentioned that Remy did celebrate a birthday this past weekend. We do want to shout out people who are also celebrating birthdays tonight, like Tom Higginson from the Plain White Tees, James Blunt, and Sublime lead singer Brad Noel. Happy birthday to all of you, and we hope you have a killer night.
I was whispering messing with you.
You got me, man. I was about to freak out.
I was going to say Remy turned old years old. So when she gets on here later, make sure you guys mention that how she turned OLD. So anyway, all right, Nick, I'm going to let you go. I got Andrew just about hanging back there to come on. So anyway, anything else you want to tell us before we let you go?
Yeah, it's a great time if you haven't already to invite some friends to watch. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, notification bells. If you're on Facebook, like and follow us, because we do this stuff every week.
And yes, Nick and I matched on purpose. Now, guys, thank you so much. If you're just tuning in, this is the Stereo motherfucking Joe Show. We got Andrew Moses about to come on. Please give him a big round of applause. Woo! What's up, brother?
Hey, man. Good to see you again.
It's been a minute.
Good. It's good to see you.
It's great to see you. What have you been doing since you've been on the show last?
Making some music. I did some recordings. I got a new album out. I did Lockdown. We're gonna play one of those tunes, right? I think Nick picked one. And if you guys want to talk about it, if you have any questions about it, this one's instrumental. So most of the songs on the album are instrumental. There's only one tune with vocals on it. That's the title track, Lockdown. But the rest, it's all kind of a soundscape. Guitars, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, baritone guitars, some piano. It's kind of a marriage of my Chopin influence and Pink Floyd influence.
Ooh, very cool.
So it's really kind of spacey. It's a vibey kind of album. Probably good if you have insomnia.
Nice. My buddy Matt, who's coming up later, he loves that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I hope he's watching now. Erica says Lockdown is amazing.
Oh, thanks, Erica. I love Erica. Erica's the best.
And
Erica.
Nick also said it is so cool. Every song is great. And you mentioned that this is mostly instrumental. And you know, for non songwriters out there, they might not realize it's like a little bit challenging to write a song with no lyrics. You know, how do you go about what's the focal point? So if you could talk a little bit about that process, about how you create a song without lyrics.
For me, this is really kind of a look back, you know, like, I mean, when I first started playing guitar, it was, you know, classic rock, guitar fueled, you know, so I love like Eric Clapton and Pink Floyd, but then I got into Chopin and Bach. So this is kind of a reflection back on all of that and a culmination of where I'm at now, and a kind of a marriage of all of that without the lyrics. You know, people are used to seeing me, you know, I go out and I sing and I play. But this is really where my passion lies for creating music. It's an instrumental. I'm an instrumental guy, guitar player before I was ever a singer, you know. So that's the route I went with this. It was very like to please myself, you know, my own kind of needs musically. So I hope other people enjoy it, but it's real heady. It's real heady stuff.
That's really cool. And, you know, it was intriguing when you know, had classic and Pink Floyd together. So you mentioned the dreamscape, so I could kind of see it. But I'm really curious to see, you know, we're going to be playing that in a couple minutes, the song Green. So I'm curious to see what people are going to think about it out there. I got a joint rolled up for it, so I'm joking.
The green line.
Nick's in the background. He's like, no, we're only kidding. We don't do that here, folks.
Beard game is strong, man.
I know, dude. Nick's probably since the last time you were on, he looks like he went from like 19
more like a Viking every time I see.
He went from 65 George Harrison to 69 George Harrison.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it.
So, all right. So you've been doing a new album and you've been doing all this stuff musically. Have you had a chance to play out yet, or have you been only doing online stuff?
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit, like when I can. I saw you had Mike on before me, Mike O'Mara.
Yep. Well, I'm actually coming. Well, yeah. Well, we had him in the sound check, but he's coming on the show right after you.
He's coming on after me, so that's really cool that I discovered that, because we talked earlier about Socially Distant Fest on Facebook, and that's where I found Mike. And I've been sharing Mike's feeds in like my open mic group for the Renegade in Stroudsburg, because, you know, since the lockdown, we shut down the open mic again. We're going to bring it back in March, but so since we're not doing it at the Renegade, I've been sharing, you know, good feeds from SDF into the open mic feed to kind of keep the vibe alive, you know, for open mic. And Mike is a great piano player, and he plays Bach, and like I was blown away when I found him, because you didn't see a lot of, you know, classical players in SDF. So that's fantastic. Hey, Mike. Yeah, buddy. Thanks so much. Shout out. Yeah, Mike is great. I really enjoy his playing. So I was excited to see that he's on. I thought he was before me, but he's after me. So that's very cool.
Yeah, he's coming on right in a little bit. And Eric also said March 4th, open mic at the Renegade Winery.
Yes.
If you were closer, I would definitely be there.
We're going to start it back up again. Yeah. SDF, shout out. Those guys are great. Bethy and Jake. I met a lot of really awesome people through there, and there's some talented musicians, and I like to share their feeds and you know, support, even aside from support local music local to the United States or the globe, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's people in that group from Africa. It's crazy, man. It's like 175,000 members. So if you're not in SDF, join it, because I do, like, when I go and play shows live, I stream it in SDF. So you can see me from home. You can play, you know, watch me from home if you don't want to go out.
Exactly. And you know, it's so funny. I was going to ask you to tell me about it, and we just did. So that is perfect.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I think we got your song queued up. The song Green is
Green Line.
the green line. Is there anything you want to tell us real quick about it before we get into it?
You asked about the process. This is a very like improvisational way of writing for me. I'm an improviser, as a guitar player. So I try to do that with the piano too. These piano parts, the guitar parts, it's all just, I try to capture my emotions in the moment and kind of harness them and translate them into sound. And this is, so this is what you get.
I love it. Well, let's check it out. Be right back. All right, dude. I definitely hear the Pink Floyd sound going on in there. In particular, the album Animals. I love your lead guitar work there.
Thank you.
Commented about it too. Loved it, man. Where did you record that? And dude, Nick said he listened to it 5 times already. I can see why. The Green Line is amazing, bro.
Thank you for listening. Yeah, please stream it all over and over again. Download it.
Exactly.
You can find this stuff everywhere. I encourage anybody that's watching to share and dig into my catalog. There's just a ton of music. Spotify, Apple Music, Rhapsody. I mean, whatever you use, Amazon, it's all there. Just use Andrew Moses guitar, Andrew Moses music. You should find me very easily. There's a ton of it, different genres, stuff like that, singing and playing, piano stuff, guitar stuff. Tributes like homages to some of my favorite artists like Cornell and Dave Matthews and Pink Floyd, and
absolutely.
I try to kind of like keep that idea alive, like with classical music, there's a lot of pieces, where it says like, homage to, or dedicated to, or in memory of, so you don't see it anymore in like popular music, but I don't know, I have a real heavy classical, like romantic influence. So I like to like shout out to the people that inspire me to create,
Yeah, and that's a great way of unfolding too. So I really love that. Let's get Nick on here. I know he's got something to say about it too.
Hey, Andrew, it's great to see you again. It's been such a long time.
Yeah, great to see you too.
I want to start out by complimenting that song. I'm not even exaggerating with how many times I've listened to that and the other songs on Lockdown. It is such a great album all throughout. People definitely do need to check it out.
Thank you.
You mentioned a lot of the types of songs that you do create. People may not even know that you've done some instrumentals that are like meditation songs as well. Is there anything that's a non-traditional type of song that you haven't done yet that you would really like to try to do? Or even use like non-traditional instruments?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I even used to do electronic music. I would love to get a hold of some of these loopers with like beats and stuff and some synth sounds, and kind of intermingle that with the electric guitar sounds in some live shows, and kind of, pick up the vibe a little bit. But I haven't bought any of that stuff yet. But that, I'm glad you brought that up, because it's always good to like keep adding to the arsenal and changing the sound for sure. Electronic music, I think I would probably want to go that way, a little bit more electronic. Yeah. Bring the guitars in with some beats and stuff.
Yeah, that would
get away from the singing a little bit, get more into the squeal, and then I like to, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was loving it in Green Line.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and it's like a real reflection of my earlier years, even before, I studied classical music. I was into that. The way, just the way that Gilmore plays, the way that he makes the guitar sing. And he mentioned Animals, and that's like, I love Animals. I've listened to that album for like my life, that one's in my heart and soul forever, for sure. So, those bends, that's where that stuff comes from, man. I didn't invent that. Definitely.
You definitely hear the inspiration on that song from that album. Also Uma Guma too. I was like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. The furry creatures in the cave, right? That one.
Exactly. That one's freaky, man. I can't even talk about the first time I listened to that album. Oh my god.
That's one of their more obscure albums. I like that one.
Oh my god, it's so good. But anyway, okay, so what is next for you? You talked about all that equipment. Is that what we're doing with our next stimulus check? No, but really, what's that plan going on next?
You know what? You did ask about how I record, where I record. I don't go to the studio or anything. I've always kind of done it on my own. I use Mac. I use my computer and my like different microphones that I have, and all my guitars and my own equipment. And just kind of mix it down the best I can, like to please my ears and what I want to hear. And I hope it works out for the best. I know it's real expensive to get in the studio, and then you have other people getting into their hands in your work. I don't know about that for me at this point in time. I've always kind of liked to, play a lone hand. And, we talked about this before, how the profits aren't even really in the streaming or anything. So, I do it to get it out there, put it out there, and people have access to it. I'm surely not making a whole lot of money or anything doing it. So it's about the art. And I try to just work with what I've got, that without, hooking the siphon up to my bank account and draining it the best I can, with the addiction that we have, that is to, continue to expand our arsenal as musicians.
Yeah, it's so hard. There's so many goodies out there. So it's interesting that you mentioned doing an electronic album. Nick and I, that's going to be our next project. So we have an EP we're about to release. And then right after that, we're working on an electronic thing ourselves. We'd love to maybe do a song with you, collaborate on something. That could be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. Yeah, I'd love to lay down some guitar parts for you or something.
Cool, absolutely. Yeah, that would be fun, man. So, all right, well, where can everybody check you out, and where's the best place to find you?
Let's see what I got coming up. I have February. Where are we? This weekend. God, where am I? I gotta find this. I'm at Sorrenti's this weekend. Sorrenti's Cherry Valley Vineyards. That's Saturday. I'm actually going to be at Pocono Pub too this Wednesday for Wing Night. Wing Night at the pub, and that's it pretty much for February. But like I said, we're going to start the open mic up again at the Renegade Winery in Stroudsburg, and that'll be from 6 to 9 every Thursday night. We're going to start that March 4th, I guess will be the first one. And then the following week, you can catch me at Pocono Brewery Company up in Swiftwater. Then I got Skytop, a favorite of mine, on the 13th. So you can catch me at Skytop a lot. I'm usually at Skytop once a month. We're doing it in the lobby now, which is great. It's a big open space. It's, Skytop is beautiful. It's a 4-diamond resort. It's one of the best places to stay in the Pocono Mountains for sure.
Well, awesome, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. Everyone, go check out Andrew Moses. We're going to get you on again real soon. It's been too long that we had you on last, so we'll get you on soon. But go check him out. Go follow him on Facebook, too, so you can find out about all his shows. And thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys.
Catch you later, man. See
you guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. That was Andrew Moses. Great guy. Check him out. Also, check out Socially Distanced Fest. They're great, too. But all right, next up, we got Mike O'Mara. It's his first time on the show. He plays piano. He's going to be doing a performance for us tonight. Please welcome him to the show. Hey, what's up, Mike?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well. So, all right. Well, our previous guest already gave us a little bit of an introduction on you.
Oh,
so that's great. He said he shared your music already a couple times, so that's really cool. Do you know Andrew Moses? He said he saw you at SDF.
Yes, I do. I've seen him there, and I've also watched his stuff elsewhere as well. I think it's like amazing that during this whole quarantine time, musicians have really gotten together, and like I've met virtually so many musicians I never would have had the chance to get into if it wasn't, I mean, like, not that I wish that this whole thing would have happened to us, obviously, but it's amazing that people are supporting each other across the country and across the world. So yeah, I love Andrew's stuff.
Yeah, you're so right too. It's funny how many people we've met, and it's funny, like, you really do form some friendships with these people now. Yeah. And in particular, we've been doing that with our show a lot, like we connecting all these people. So it's like, I see all these people following each other and commenting, with each other on their own stuff. So it has been great, some of the camaraderie. And so you're a part of SDF too as well. Yep. And so tell us a little bit about your music and your background.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm kind of like a strange mixed bag. So by profession, I'm an arts educator. So I've been teaching theater and music for 20 some years, which ages me now. And but for schooling, I went to school for classical music first. So my first love and my first as far as like music proficiency was classical. So I went to school for that, and I got a couple degrees in music composition. But I learned pretty quickly on that music composition degrees don't pay the bills. So I needed to, learn to play and sing and do other stuff too. So I took a bazillion jobs when I was in college. I started working for, any choir that would have me. I started working in musicals then, and I fell in love with that art form too. But the whole time I've really been a nerd who plays piano who wishes that he played guitar so I could have been in a punk band, because that's kind of like my I guess when I was younger, maybe it was a bit of a forbidden love because I was a classical musician, and sometimes that world looks down upon pop music and punk music. But now it's wide out in the open. I'm wearing my Less Than Jake shirt tonight, So while I was at college learning classical music, I was also working at the college radio station there and having punk bands on and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. Musicals, classical music, and now like the most recent kind of stuff I do, I guess you could say, is like singer-songwriter-y stuff, because it's just me at my piano right now. But if I had my way, I'd get a band together and do some kind of weird piano emo thing or something. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I was loving when you were telling me what you were going to school for and then what you were doing, working at the radio station and pop punk. And I was just like, these are two extremes. It's so funny. Name a couple of different artists from either one that you really love and want people to check out.
Geez. Okay, so as far as the punk side, I've been listening to We Were Sharks. They're a cool band. I listen to a lot of like the old timery stuff because I'm old now. So like the stuff that came out when I was younger. So like if you're talking about like throaty voiced guys than like Rancid and stuff like that. And if you're talking about the really high pitched tenory pop punk stuff, I like Newfound Glory, even though people will say they're played out now. I still think they're great. And Blink 182 and all the various bands that they split off and did, I like their stuff a lot. Angels and Airwaves is cool. And then on the classical side, my God, there's like way too many. I think Bach is the greatest musical mind to ever live. His music is like math and art at the same time. It's perfect. And he basically came up with all the rules that we still use for harmony. So you got to give him props. So I've been trying to live stream a different composer pretty much every day. So what I will do is I'll just like go find music online and I'll just play it, live stream it, like sight read it. And that, yeah. So sometimes it works out better than others as far as how good I play it. But I'm trying to expose people to music. So.
Yeah, and you wing it. That's impressive, man, and very ballsy. So I think you just amped yourself up. So I'm excited to hear you. Thanks. I think everybody else is excited. So let me get my ugly mug off the screen and let's check out a song. And let me know when you're done. I'll be back.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to do a song right now that I just wrote this month. This is called Memento Mori. Hope you like it. Sunday mass at 10:30. A tiny crowd stood round the glen, spoke some words and sang amen, and laid their neighbor down. The ground was hard, the wind blew cold. The birds sung as the stories told, reminded them of just how old things were getting in their town. It was not so long ago, there were flowers on these trees, but the seasons swiftly go. Soon they'll bring us to our knees. And the snow keeps coming down. They came to town after the war. They knew what they'd been fighting for. And just like all who came before, their world was theirs to win. But fashion fades and pages turn, and older hearts take time to learn the reasons why young passions burn and how to let them in. On and on the years go by, and soon the children aren't so young. From the nest you built they fly, then your story comes undone. And the snow keeps coming down. All we have we take for granted, but it's not for lack of care. We can't see the seeds we planted till the flowers standing there. As the path we tread grows longer, like the river seeking sea, where we need to go pull stronger than the place we used to be. It was not so long ago, there were flowers on these trees, but the seasons swiftly go. Soon they'll bring us to our knees. And the snow keeps coming down over tree and stone and town. And it will till there's no one around. All right, I'm going to do one more tune. They promised me I could do two, so I'm going to try to get into it. This one is called That's Just How It Goes. And I promise you before I play this next one, not everything I write is slow and depressing. I just picked these two for tonight, but you can find a lot more of my stuff that's not sad online. So here we go. Every day she's running farther out from here. The writing on the wall was all too clear. Feeling numb is better than feeling left and lost. I bought in before I knew the cost. can't say I'm happy. I'm not what she chose. Can't say I didn't try. That's life, I suppose. Sometimes the right one's not, and that's just how it goes. She left dents in my life. She tore holes in me. She came by her heartache honestly. And I guess I should feel lucky. We sure had our fun. She was bound to hurt some fool, and fate made me the one. I can't say I'm happy. Not what she chose. Can't say I didn't try. That's life, I suppose. Sometimes the right one's not, and that's just how it goes. And I'll be alright. I'll be alright. I'll be alright. I tell myself. Can't say I'm happy. I'm not what she chose. Can't say I didn't try. That's life, I suppose. Sometimes the right one's not, and that's just how it goes. I hope that she's happy. I hope she never knows. She left me broken down. Since then, that's how it goes. Thanks for listening.
Bravo. That was something else. I really enjoyed that. The James Taylor of the piano.
Thank you.
No, because that song, it just told a nice story. It was really good. It's funny. I'm reminded of all of the different artists and styles that you just talked about. Like you did that one little thing on the piano for a second, and I was like, oh, I could hear like different elements. I love it.
Yeah.
But I know Nick was in the background. Let me get him on too. I want to get him. Meet Nick the Viking, Mike.
Mike, it's a pleasure to officially meet you. That was an amazing performance.
Thanks so much, Nick. Appreciate that.
Of course, yeah. You absolutely killed it tonight. I know everybody was really loving it. It was such an emotional performance, and just the way it was written, it was very well done.
Thank you.
You guys mentioned a couple of other projects that you've been doing previously. Do you want to tell people a little bit about the podcast you're doing and how those got started?
Oh, geez. So right now, I mean, like the rest of the world, I'm kind of in a state of like finding what the new reality is. So I used to run a theater art school that I founded. Unfortunately, with the pandemic and everything, I had to close that. Up, and I moved actually. So I used to live right outside Chicago, and now I'm living in beautiful Michigan, Southwest Michigan. And so as far as what I'm doing currently, like I said, I live stream just about every single day. So that's like, free performances that people can check out. I have a Facebook artist page, so I put all of my upcoming things on there, so people can just look for my name. I've got a YouTube, all that kind of good stuff. I've done podcasts before, so I do a podcast that's on hiatus right now, but it's called The Story Goes, and that's about. It's not necessarily all musicians, but it's just about like life stories. Like I love to hear people's life stories, and I love to talk with people about how certain things affected their thinking about life, you know. So everyone's got a moment or two or three in their life that kind of changed their path, right? I know I've had a couple in my own, and so I like to have discussions with people about that when I can. So hopefully I'll restart that podcast now that I've moved and I'm settled in my new place. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, I'm kind of like a mishmash of a million styles, and I kind of like to keep my hands in a million different musical and artistic pots, as it were. I've written 30 or so musicals and plays. I've written 200 things for choir, so all kinds of styles and all kind. And like right now, I'm doing a challenge for myself that I'm writing 20 songs in 20 days in February. So the ones that I played here were two of the ones that I've written just in the past couple of days, and I try to do that every single day and post them up too. So that's kind of what I'm doing recently.
I really enjoyed some of the lyrics in that second song. All right, we only have like 20 or 30 more seconds, but you guys are such both pop punk fanatics. We got to find some common ground there. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys take over on that convo, but like I don't know, the best bands or what do you guys think?
Well, I'm always looking. Okay, so Nick, I'm always looking for new bands to listen to. You know, spruce up my Spotify, especially if it comes to like emo, pop punky type stuff. And I'm always looking for stuff to like cover on piano. So give me some shout outs here, because I think that you probably know more of the newer stuff than I do.
As far as piano, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. But some of like a little bit more current stuff that you would like, especially because you mentioned Rancid, is a band called The Rabble. They're actually based in New Zealand. They have a really cool sound. It's like a similar kind of pop punk if you would take Rancid down in New Zealand kind of sound.
Awesome.
I actually do have some links I can send you. I actually have a friend who has a huge playlist of pop punk. You mentioned all the really great bands I listen to, like Less Than Jake and Rancid, Blink-182, Angels and Airwaves. We actually do have friends, Ken and Di, that do have a band, that Skylar Rise, that has been on here before. They're hugely influenced by AVA, and you would really like that as well.
I'd love to hear them. Send them my way.
Absolutely.
And they're really good guys too. So they'll probably be on in a couple weeks. So, you know, hopefully we can get you guys on the same show one day. Actually,
it would be my dream to like cover some other people's like songs and stuff, especially people from those kinds of bands. So like whatever.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, Nick, send them those links. Mike, thank you so much for coming on the show. Love the song. Love the lyrics. Awesome. Nice to meet you, and we'll get you on again.
All right. Thanks.
All right. See you later, brother. Thanks again.
All right.
Take care.
All right, Nick, we're off to a great night again right now. Now, I think you had another quick music video lined up for us, and then we're going to be back with our next guest, who's backstage Be Able right now. So we will be right back right after this. All right, that was, let me get the name right, Donzo's Cosmos. Very cool, funkadelic to the max. Loving that. Anyway, all right, let's get to our next guest. If you're just tuning in right now, this is the Stereo Joe Show. We come every Monday night, 8 p.m. We're bringing you music and artists from all around the world. Today, we're going to New Jersey, where I live, and we're bringing on one of my buddies, Be Able. He does it all. He writes songs, he produces, he sings, he plays multiple instruments. Please welcome to the show, Be Able. Hey,
What's up?
how are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
You've been pretty busy since the last time I talked to you. I always see you're like so active in everything you do. How have you been? How's COVID been treating you?
You know, COVID's been treating me. You know, it has its ups and downs, has its challenges. Obviously, I'm working from home now for my firm. I'm still doing performances, fortunately. So amidst the pandemic, so I'm very active performance-wise. I'm slowly but surely getting an EP done. So I'm gonna release that probably this summer.
Excellent. Okay, that's awesome. Well, if you need a little guitar player, I know a guy. No, but that is exciting to hear that you're going to be releasing some new music. And now I'm loving that. Now, what? Now I was excited. You mentioned before that you play a couple different instruments. Tell us a little bit. I mainly know you as a saxophone player and rapping and whatnot. But what else do you play?
Well, I also play the bass clarinet. That is my instrument of choice. That has been my primary instrument since I was like, oh my gosh, 12 years old. Since I started playing, the clarinet was my first instrument, but I switched to bass clarinet when I was 12. So I've been playing that ever since. I have yet to incorporate that into my music.
Oh, very yeah. That's an instrument that you don't hear too much. The band I love, Dave Matthews Band, they actually utilize. The guy's mainly a sax player, but he brings in all the different reed instruments and whatnot. So that's really cool. And how did you pick bass clarinet out of all the instruments?
Well, bass clarinet, it just sounded cool. The bass clarinet is much deeper. It has a little bit more soul than the regular clarinet. So I was like, why not? Why not switch to it? And it was a good fit for me. It was a good fit overall. It was just wonderful for me to have.
And then I guess once you learned how to play that, what made you decide to switch to saxophone? Or not switch, but like let me learn something else. Like what gave you that inspiration?
Jazz. The biggest inspiration that I wanted to switch to saxophone was jazz. When I was in middle school, we had a jazz band, and I had to learn how to play a jazz instrument. So my band instructor told me, you should probably play the saxophone. So I picked up sax, I started playing it, I fell in love with it. I've been playing saxophone since I was like 13, 14 years old. So I'm playing sax now for about almost 12 years.
No kidding. So that's awesome. And then you also do some rapping, which I really enjoy. And I've seen you do a couple times live. Now, have you been only doing online performances or any in-person performing?
I have done some in-person performing during the pandemic, definitely around, Union County. I've been doing some performances in Elizabeth. You've been seeing me. So if you've seen me perform, I'm definitely performing around those two areas. For me, I not only just rap, I play sax while performing. So when you see me perform, you're not only going to see me rapping, you're also going to hear me playing.
I love that too. It's like a dual threat. Like I've seen you do it. You have a backtrack, and then you're spitting out, and then all of a sudden you'll go to the sax line. Very cool. So we're gonna have to scoop you up and get you for sure to do that for at least a song for us. We were talking about our new EP. You might do something with us, so that would be really cool. I'd love to get some sax on there. And we have a video that we're going to be playing. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the video? I don't want to give too much of it away, but can you give us a backdrop behind it?
Yes, it is called The Definition. It's about my life story from when I was 2 years old to really today. For those who don't know my story, I was diagnosed with autism when I was 2 years old. My parents, have a really, they really are the champions of my story because they raised me, no matter what my condition was. I mean, the neurologist told me when I was 2 years old, when she evaluated me, that I would never go to college, I would never be independent, I would just never attend a regular school. So it just surpasses all that about my accomplishments, what I had to go through, and all the trauma that came with it. It's just an inspirational song itself. It's one of my pride and joy. So I hope you all like my music video.
I can't wait to check it out. And honestly, you're one hard worker, and I really look up to you. You're an inspiration to a lot of people. So anyway, let's check out this video, and we'll be back right after.
Cool, sounds good.
Diagnosed with autism at 2. Doctor said that I will only finish high school, never go to college, never get married, never lived a life like a normal human being. Rode the short bus, took special ed, speech therapy, took pills to the head. Bullied and teased, made me look like a joke. Struggled to make friends, almost lost hope. Had to work twice as hard, twice as much, twice the tutoring, man. Life sucked. I cried all the time in class and at home because my challenges won't leave me alone. But I never let them keep me down. Even when I was in pain, lying on the ground, I kept getting up and I got my degree because my disability doesn't define me. Yeah, that don't define me. Yeah, that don't define me. Was rough and college was tough. Sometimes I felt like I had enough. I got good grades and I made some friends, but that's not how the story ends. I f***ed up and I got myself in trouble. Campus safety got involved, make a double. Almost got kicked out my freshman year. There ain't a tissue that can wipe all these tears. I really didn't know what else to do. I thought that my life was completely screwed. Took a course and tried to end my life. Choked myself with it, tried to commit suicide. But God stepped in, stopped me and changed me. Helped become the man I want to be. I stand here now with my master's degree because I didn't let my disabilities define me. Yeah, that don't define me. Yeah, that don't define me. Obstacles, failures, and setbacks. You don't know when the enemy will attack. Some of these things are hard to overcome. Can motivate one to stop and give up. There are people who want to stop you, beat you, hurt you, and discourage you. It could be the teacher, the father, the doctor, the counselor, the president, even the pastor. But all these people don't know who you are, how great you are. They don't know how far you will go to achieve your goals and dreams. Nothing can stop you if you just believe. Be the person that you want to be. The accountant, the architect, or the MC. Don't let anyone or anything stop you because a disability doesn't define you. Yeah, that don't define you. Yeah, that don't define you.
All right, great job, brother. I really enjoyed that, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think I've seen you perform that live before, though, to tell you the truth, or at least it was something that reminded me of it. I don't know. I think I've seen you perform that. Have I?
I don't think you have. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen you at my solo performances, but maybe it was at an open mic or something.
Yeah, I think it was at one of the open mics. Really, really cool, though. I haven't been to Union to see you, but I should, though, because my brother lives there. So I'm going to look into that and try to see if I can be down there. Then I'll bring two people with me. But But I got
Oh, no.
Nick biking in the background, and he just had a battle axe in his hand. If I said better get me on to ask him a question, Nick, what's up?
Yeah, I told him there'd be some trouble if he didn't let me in. That song, first of all, I gotta compliment you on, was very emotional, is very deep and very real. So thank you for sharing that aspect of your life with us.
No problem. I'm more than willing to share my inspiration, my journey, my story, just to tell others. You don't let anyone or anything define who you are and what you can do.
Absolutely. It's very inspirational. I spent a little bit of time on your Facebook and happened to notice that you are a little bit of a wrestling fan and did see your other song called Too Sweet. So I was wondering if you were approached by any wrestler to do their entrance theme, who would you pick?
I would definitely pick. Wow. If I had to do a wrestling theme for any wrestler, I would do Finn Balor.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be really cool.
Nick, who would you pick?
Oh man, that's a tough one to pick. I might say Jeff Hardy because his music is a little outdated and he likes to do a little bit of high energy entrances. So it'd be perfect for what we do.
Nice. And B, you were gonna say something. I'm sorry. What were you were gonna follow up with your comment about your guy?
Yeah, Finn Balor. He goes way back to the Bullet Club back in All Japan Pro Wrestling, and the motto "Too Sweet." That would be perfect for him because we just are so fascinated by that hand gesture, and we just wanted to have good vibes around it. So it's definitely something I would do for him.
That's awesome. And going back to your song, Nick had made a comment, and I really agree. I think it's so brave how you put so much of your life story out there in a song, for the whole world to hear. And I think it's very, very, very inspirational. And I mean, really, is there anything you can't do?
Is there anything I can't?
I think basically the way to get you to do it is to say you can't do it, and you're like, I'll show you. I'm going to do it. You got your master's degree. That's freaking awesome.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, all right. So you're working on a new EP. How many songs are you thinking? 4 or 5? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about, me and my manager, we're thinking about having a 5-song EP, and it's all new songs that you never heard of, songs that are in the works. So it's a very compiled list.
Very cool. Absolutely. And I'm telling you, if you need a little lead guitar, I know someone that can help you.
He is the man for that. You get the guitar and that sax together?
Yeah, that's what we need. The guitar and that sax. But I'll tell you what, a bass clarinet would be a really interesting sound that I would love to have on a song. Because you don't really hear that.
No, you don't. And the bass clarinet is a very uncommon instrument in orchestras and bands, but it's definitely an instrument that needs to be heard for sure.
I would love to have that credit too on the list. Bass clarinet. They're like, what? That's such a cool instrument that you don't hear in many rock songs. So we're gonna do it. And I told you we're gonna be doing an electronic album, so that would be even more interesting. So I love it. So I can't wait for that. All right. So where should everyone go to check you out?
Everyone should go check me out on Instagram at b.ableofficial1, SoundCloud, bableofficial, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Be able.
Perfect. Good. Well, I love it. That's a great name too. It's double meaning, so I love it. And thank you so much. I'm sorry it took so long to get you on the show, but we finally got you on. It's long overdue, so I really appreciate you coming on and being so patient. So we'll get you on sooner than it took to get you on this time.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolute pleasure, and we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See you. Bye. All right, Nick, and I've got to let you go too because I got to get to our next guest. Yeah. All right, guys, if you're just tuning around, that was Be Able. He does a lot of different things. He's writing songs producing, rapping, obviously, and playing multiple different instruments. Go check him out. Give him some support. Really amazing guy. Thank you for coming on the show. If you're just tuning in, it's the Stereo Joe Show. We are a musician talk show brought to you by the great band Stereo Joe. That's us. No, anyway, we were bringing you music and artists from all around the world, telling you their story, playing a couple of their songs. Up next, we got another great band. We got two of the guys from Stay Loud. We got Jonathan, the drummer, does backing vocals. And we also got Chris, who does guitar and does some of the main vocals. So we're going to be getting them on. They're going to be doing an acoustic duo thing. So let's get them on the show right now. Please welcome the guys from Stay Loud. What's up?
What's going on? What's up?
Yo, how's it going?
Yo! I can't wait. Oh, no.
What's going on?
Can you turn me down a little?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
I don't know.
Try
Is
that.
that better?
Let's see. No.
No. Hold on.
What
Hold
happened?
on.
Didn't do before.
Turn it on.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Hold on.
Technical difficulties.
Is that better?
Mic check one.
Is that better? No.
It's worse.
It's worse?
But you know what? Maybe if I put Nick on better. If you talking, I go.
Let's see. Mic test. How do
Check.
I'm here.
Hello. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Can you hear us?
We can hear you, but we're hearing ourselves come through as well.
We're doubling up. Like everything here.
Hold on.
Maybe put the headset on?
Maybe.
Go to the audio.
Audio.
Good echo cancellation.
What about now?
Mic check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
Now
Oh,
we're
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Fine.
Technology, man. Isn't it great?
Woo! You're good, Jonathan. So when you go to perform, put on that other setting.
You got it.
All right. Wow, that was tough,
Wait.
man.
Wait, you want to put us? You want us to put the one we just turned on off?
No, wait. What are you guys are performing though? A song,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When you go to perform, switch. I think what you just had on was the right way to perform. But I guess for us talking, this is the better way.
Got it.
Uh-oh. I hope it's gonna work.
You know, it's hysterical. I should be a pro at this, teaching virtually and whatnot. It's kind of like second nature at this point, but nobody really gets it. So I'm glad. Thank you for your help, though.
Well, and that's how you were so quick-witted, because your experience with this. What's that been like all year with the kids and teaching online?
It's really tough, and I mean, honestly, for the kids, the biggest thing that I work with, because I teach special ed, and also shout out to Be Able, by the way. I cannot believe how far that gentleman has come. I'm really interested in actually getting to like his stuff. Really inspiring music, and I'm actually so happy that he was on the show at the same day as us. It's really a privilege to be on Stereo Joe again, and to see such amazing artists like him. So hopefully, if he's still tuned in, or at least if he sees it on the record, please keep on putting out music and never ever let yourself get away with that. You know, you're excellent. Thank you for doing that. That's an inspiration to my kids, you know, and I try to make sure that their confidence is there. That's what this virtual thing's really done to these kids. You know, they're not as confident as they used to be because they're failing. They're not doing so hot. And all this time I built time in my day to try and build that up for them and work on that. So again, I appreciate you having us here. And of course, shout out to Be Able for being able to continue and following his dreams and showing his talents to the world. Thanks for doing that.
That's really cool. And I'll tell you what, like, we couldn't have paired it up any better. So it's just fate. You know, it's really cool that, it's just funny how life works out. So that's really cool. And all right, so that's how COVID's affected your work. How has COVID affected the band?
Wow.
Well, I mean, we haven't played very much. I think last year we played up until maybe last week or so was the last show we had a year ago. And we played like 1 or 2 shows last year during the vid, but it was not the same. It was weird. But we are working on a massive record that we're spending a lot of time recording and stuff. So hopefully later on this year it'll come out. You know.
I like the sound of this.
Oh, yeah.
We do too. You guys are going to be in for a treat for sure. It's definitely not the stay loud that everyone was used to, but more importantly, the stay loud that they're going to get used to. You know.
That's right.
Oh shit! I love it. This is exciting.
It's going to be brutal. I'm telling you. And honestly, it's really again when we get to perform, I think we've decided. I mean, hopefully our other two. Our other two colleagues, of course, will hopefully agree. We're going to show you guys a new song if you would let us do so, if you guys are willing to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. A video or perform?
Perform.
Oh, we're going to perform it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, either one was fine. I was just curious. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to that in right now if you're ready.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll grab it really quick.
Perfect.
Do you want to just give me? All right, dude. So I'm gonna steal Jerry's. So by the way, this is a shout out to CJ and Jerry if they're watching at home. But they've also done a tremendous job during this COVID stuff with the band, trying to basically write new stuff and honestly they've really been pulling so much out of their own time and their own budgets and their own like passion really to make this song the most it could be. So we're gonna play two for you guys today. The first one we're gonna play is Overboard. And that is off of our first debut record.
Remember to click the.
And yeah, we'll remember to click the setting this time.
You guys are freaking awesome. I love it. All right, I'm going to pop out of here, and you're going to do 2 songs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, I'll be back when you're done, but loving it. Love you guys. You guys are the best.
You're the
man.
best.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
So that setting's off.
Ready?
All right. This one's called Overboard.
It's all coming to an end when we leave behind all that we understand. You can turn to a friend, 'cause they won't give a damn. Help me, I think I'm losing my mind. All the thoughts in my brain are going crazy inside. Should I yell? Should I scream? It's all stacked up on me. Please leave me alone, 'cause I'm my own worst enemy. I'm going overboard. I'm going overboard. It's all coming to an end when we bend and break until we understand. You can't turn to a friend, 'cause they won't give a damn. Help me, I think I'm losing my mind. All the thoughts in my brain are going crazy inside. Should I yell? Should I scream? It's all stacked up on me. Please leave me alone, 'cause I'm my own worst enemy. I'm going overboard. I'm going overboard. Oh yeah. Help me, I think I'm losing my mind. All the thoughts in my brain are going crazy inside. Should I yell? Should I scream? Oh, it's all stacked up on me. Please leave me alone, 'cause I'm my own worst enemy. Oh.
Help me, I think I'm losing my mind. All the thoughts in my brain are going crazy inside. Should I yell? Should I scream? It's all stacked up on me. Please leave me alone, 'cause I'm my own worst enemy. I'm going overboard. I'm going overboard.
Thank you. So that first one is called Overboard. This next one is going to be on our new album. And if you want to explain this one a little bit more, what's it called?
The album or the song?
The song.
So this song is called Never Be the Same. It's about my now fiance, very exciting. She's in the other room, but I hope you all enjoy it. I need the cable, my good
Oh, yes, of course. And if you like what you hear, please follow us again on Spotify, Facebook, all those platforms. We've just recently broken at least over 85,000 streams on one of our songs called One Shot. We weren't going to play that today because we wanted to show you a new song, and this is that song right here.
Thank you. Where do I belong when I'm not with you? The days are getting so long. What am I to do? What am I supposed to do without you? What am I supposed to do? So who are you for making me feel this way every single day? Oh, who are you? 'Cause I'll never be the same when I'm not without you. At the end of the day, I come home to you. You lift me up like no one else can do. So what am I supposed to do without you? What am I supposed to do? So who are you for making me feel this way every single day? Oh, who are you? 'Cause I'll never be the same when I'm not without you. Please don't leave me, 'cause I won't ever be the same.
single day. Oh, who are you? 'Cause I'll never be the same when I'm not without you.
Thank you very much. Hopefully
Thank
you'll
you.
like it when that album comes out soon. We'll keep you updated.
Put you back over.
I will, my dude. What do you think, man?
I love it. I'm sorry, I had the mute button on. Yo, bravo. I really love it. I love both songs. Nick was the one tearing up, though, in the background. I saw him with the tissue.
Nick, Vikings don't cry, do they?
They do off camera.
You know, I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. We're really working hard on this stuff since we have this idle time, and it's a privilege to again debut the first new song on this album on the Stereo Joe Show. So I really hope that a lot of other people check that out. More importantly, check out the other bands that were featured here tonight. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Really, thank you guys so much. Chris, congratulations on getting engaged.
Thank you.
And Jonathan, you're the drummer, so how cool is it that you're singing and playing guitar in the band? That is really cool.
This is the tools. Fix my guitar. I mean my drum.
Is a beautiful ass guitar. But I have another friend I have to bring on real quick. I have another friend, Remy, and she's got another question. So let me pop her in.
Hi, Remy.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How about yourself?
Great, thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're
That
working
was
hard.
really, really cool. I would just, like to know what some of your influences are. And if I missed that question earlier, I apologize.
Well, I mean, my goodness. With this new album, I'll tell you what, a lot of influence that we got from the stuff that we've been recently writing has come from all the old artists that we listened to as kids growing up. Since we had a lot of idle time with this COVID, we went back into the books and realized just what do we think Stay Loud should be now, And as we got together as the four wonderful people that we are, we realized that a lot of the influence comes from Green Day, a lot of Newfound Glory, Sum 41.
You have some Breaking
Benjamin,
some Led Zeppelin.
Obviously, yeah.
There's a whole good mixture of stuff in there this time around, but I think it's worth it.
But the central part of it is going to be punk, because of course we are Stay Loud, and we intend to do so, Remy.
Nice.
Well,
That was very
I
awesome.
enjoyed it. I thought that was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
well, check us out. We're on Spotify and all streaming platforms, and I sure hope you find a song that'll get you through this COVID thing.
Yeah, you guys gave us a little bit of insight into what it's going to sound like, and I can't wait to hear the finished product.
It's gonna be spicy, Nick. I promise you that. It's gonna be very spicy. That is the word for it. But
I will say, when it does come out, when you listen to a song, don't expect the same thing the next time.
Okay.
very, very
cool,
diverse.
though.
Very diverse. And again, I commend our bandmates, our best friends, CJ and Jerry, for really stepping into the writing process. The first album was more so Chris and Jerry. I mean, I wasn't a part of the band at the time. Now, thank God I am. It's a privilege to be a part of such a great group with such great friends. But CJ and Jerry really stepped it up on this one and really showed off just all the different things that they could really do. And now that we have tastes coming from all four, you're going to have a very big buffet of good rock and roll.
Sweet.
I love it. And that really makes the difference when you have everyone contributing a little bit of the flavor. It really defines it and makes it something new. So I can't wait to hear what you guys have going for you. So jealous of the harmonies. I love it. Sounded great. Thank you so much for going on. Before I let you go, what is the number one thing that they should check out right now? I know you said a bunch of things, but what's the number one thing you want them to go?
Right. Very first, I'll tell you what, it's One Shot by Stay Loud. It is a single we just put out. And again, it's giving you a taste of the different kinds of things that you're going to see on this next album, which is ska, which is involving horns and tons of different stuff. But again, sticking to the root of punk. So go on to Spotify, Get on Apple Music, any streaming platforms, YouTube, doesn't matter. Xbox, if that even exists anymore.
We are also on TikTok.
Yes, we are on TikTok.
Nice.
So please check us out. Again, we are Stay Loud, or at least half of Stay Loud. So we're like loud.
We're just loud. Yeah.
But please check out One Shot. And thank you so much for tuning into the Stereo Joe Show. Thanks for having us.
Guys, such a pleasure to have you on. Really, I'm really happy you guys came on. It was so nice to see you again. And I can't wait to get in person and do a show together in person.
We can't wait.
Jim, it's going to be a great time. It's been long overdue since I've had the chance. I'm so glad that we were able to get back here. So thank you for having me.
I love you guys. Please, you guys are seriously great. Great job. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again.
Thank you.
God bless. Take care.
See you later. God bless. All right, guys, that was half of Stay Loud. The good half, if you ask me. I know, I'm kidding. I love the other guys too, but I love Chris and Jonathan. So check them out. They are all over social media, Spotify. Definitely go check them out. Anyway, thanks for coming on the show, guys, and thanks to everyone else for tuning in. We got one more guest. This is my oldest friend since we're both really young. It's only been a couple of months since we're in our teens. But anyway, no, I've actually started playing guitar with this guy in our teens. He's always been good, the bastard. Please welcome my good friend Matt Wilson to the show. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Dude, I didn't want to build you up too much because I know you hate when I do that before you perform. But, dude, this guy's so talented, man. Great guitar player. Plays just like Jimmy Page when he's got the electric. But now he's got – and Gilmore. I don't want to, take him away from you. And John Anderson. Which one of those guys do you like the best? Gilmore or Page?
Oh, man, Gilmore's the man. Come on.
Okay, I didn't know. Hey,
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, though. If he's such the man, how come on the Pulse tour he didn't do all the solos?
Sometimes he wants to, let other people shine a little bit.
Dude, did you see that? I was like, what the hell? I've been really getting into Pulse lately. And
Got some good stuff, man. 8th grade. I remember that year that came out. That was how I discovered classic rock, by the way. Started backwards.
Yeah, right? Hey.
Hi, Kathy.
Your favorite girl said hello. Oh, sorry. I don't want to get you in trouble with Kumu. You're sorry.
She knows nobody comes close.
Yeah, exactly. That's my mom, ladies and gentlemen. No. Obviously, I've known Matt forever, so, they go way back. But yeah, man, so I'm glad to have you back on the show. You're doing, how many 30 songs for us tonight?
Yeah, just all of them. Well, I want to say first, I'm humbled by all the talent on tonight. Mike was awesome. I wish I could play piano and sing. Good stuff. And Be Able it was, right? I caught some of him. That was awesome, too. And the last two guys, I hadn't heard of them before, but I'm going to check them out now. It's not really my style, but of course, I'm really looking forward to all the, work they've put into the record and the different variety of influences they're going to have on it. So good for them. I'm glad they're getting streams. That's awesome.
Yeah, 85,000. I'm like, shit, I gotta freaking hang out with those guys.
Yeah, that's great.
Dude, I know, man. It's really exciting. Dude, one of the guests we had on last show, we had some really cool guests on too. And their manager referred one of the other guests to someone that works with NBC and does auditions for The Voice. So
nice.
Who knows?
It's all networking.
Something cool could happen. I got my fingers crossed for these guests. Hopefully people get discovered. Be really great. So who knows, man? But
they'll come back on when they're famous one day and drop pearls of wisdom like last week's show.
Yeah, I know, man. We're going to talk about that for sure, which is the Victor Wooten episode where I freaking don't know what the hell happened, but we were lucky and got such a great guy on. But we got another great guy on right now.
Well, I really appreciate you having me on. I don't have anything to promote or anything new. I just I haven't actually written anything new in a long time. But, I love to just play and, chat with you guys. So I do appreciate it.
Well, dude, I want you to freaking play some songs coming up in a second for us. Are we doing Raining in Baltimore? I don't want to surprise anybody, but really.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of a cover that I know well enough since it's been a while. I haven't actually
favorite ones by you.
Well, I actually started doing it by accident. I was doing a a cover of a Sunco Mooncon song called "Among the Leaves," and it was in the similar tuning. And I don't remember how exactly it came about, but I think I played the chord progression kind of by accident. Thought it kind of sounds like this, and it ended up working out as a nice little acoustic cover because, of course, the original is on piano. But it's a little, I was funny. I was thinking of Mike before when he goes, "I promise all my songs aren't this depressing." I was like, "Well, I've got one to one up him tonight." So.
Oh yeah. No, dude, I love it, man. And listen, everyone should go follow this guy on Instagram because you share with me some of the greatest guitar work ever from these like random people. I don't even know how the hell you find them, but
there's so many amazing accounts on Instagram that I just randomly find, and then it just makes me want to quit. They're like unbelievable,
and they're like half our age too.
Yeah. They're like 20, and they're like, let me just play this real quick, and it's like.
No, there was this one bastard kid I saw. He was playing two guitars.
I know what you're talking about.
He had one on his lap and then one in his. I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like better on both than I was at one at the same time.
Yeah,
I know what you mean about wanting to quit, but we gotta keep going, man. Right. That knows me. I'm stupid and I'll never quit, man. I've been telling him I'm gonna do it for years.
I'll do it.
I
remember you started playing guitar first, and you inspired me to do it. I thought, hey, I could do that. It became kind of an unofficial competition in a way, but not really.
No, it was the best type of competition.
Yeah,
it really was, man. And you pulled away in the lead category, so I was like, oh, F this. I'm never going to be a lead. I just went into the songwriting.
Dude, I'm telling you what, right now, I've been watching you progress over the past couple of 2 years and just this band, and you're really stepping it up, I should say. I mean, you've been practicing, you can tell. Even your just little jams in your apartment with the background music. I mean, I'm just like, damn, listen to this. Where's the guy I used to play with?
Well, you know what it was, dude. Everyone just started getting old and married or moved away.
Right.
So you, Mario, and John, the three guys in my own town that were way better than me on leads, I was like, damn it, these guys are so good. But I just keep going. But you guys are all still so good. Lucky I still get to play with all you guys, except for Mario, because he's in Georgia now. But whenever you come around, we did the Hot Pink Apocalypse reunion show.
Yeah, fun, yeah.
A year and a couple months ago now. Last 2019.
Was that long ago already?
Yeah, dude. A whole year passed, man.
Well, I'll be in, next month? 2 months from now, I'll be down here 5 years. I can't believe it.
You've been in Texas for 5 years?
Yeah. Goes fast, huh?
Holy shit.
Out of New Jersey for almost 8.
Oh, my God.
Almost a third of my life coming up that I've been gone.
Damn, bro.
And
don't ever talk.
My mom might be moving down here.
Well, that's the one good news, but we don't talk numbers on this show, man. And Remy, you SOB. Remy, where are you? I see you back there talking about my age the other day. Remy, you're in trouble. Remy's coming on in a minute.
You look like you're 24, so it's all right.
Yeah, thank you. You see, that's why he's on, Remy. You big trouble. No. I didn't know what she was going to say.
You brought me back on at the wrong time. I'm talking every time I talk, you keep bringing me back out. Mateo, in your teens, Jimmy, so like 1878? Am I the only one that saw that comment?
I didn't see it. I got Nick back here laughing, too. You know what? That was you, too. All right, Matt. You know what? Play us some songs. No, I'm just kidding, guys. You're in for a treat. Matt, how many? Well, just give me a call back when you want me. I'll be chilling.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll play this cover for now. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Counting Crows. And speaking of our age, this album is pretty old as well, but still a classic. So. The circus has fallen down on its knees. The big top is crumbling down. It's raining in Baltimore, 50 miles east. You should be, but no one's around. phone call. I need a raincoat. I need a big love. I need a raincoat. These train conversations passing me by, and I don't have nothing to say. You get what you paid for, but I just had no intention of living this way. I need a phone call. I need a plane ride. I need a sunburn. I need a phone call. And I get no answers. I don't get no change. It's raining in Baltimore, baby. Everything else is the same. There's things I remember, things I forget. I miss you, I guess that I should. 3,500 miles away. What would you change if you could? I need a phone call. Maybe I should buy a new car. I can always hear the freight train. Baby, if I listen real hard. And I wish it was a small world. 'Cause I'm lonely for the big towns. I'd like to hear a little guitar. I guess it's time to put the top down. I need a phone call. I need a raincoat. I really, really need a raincoat. I really, really need a raincoat. Thank you. Let's see. This next one will be an original, if I can remember the tuning. All right, let's see. Nope, that's not correct. Sorry.
He always has all these songs and all these.
That's the only problem. I need like 5 guitars I can just switch to.
I was trying to play with him, and I'm like, what? How the hell do I freaking what are you playing? You know, you always think like, oh, he's hitting an E. No.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But he's got that great pitch. So anyway, I always love it, man. His songs are always a mystery to me. I'm like, what the hell is he playing now?
Well, there was one I was going to play, but now I can't remember the tuning, so I'm just going to do a different one.
You got it, brother.
This song I played once before on the show. It's called The Seamstress. only have between the first day and your last. Accumulated, stated goodbye. We pretended like we were secret agents outside. In your world and mine, we heard you lie. The seamstress is so distressed, she can barely rise at dawn. Her body turns so fast from home to empty shell, from pressure of being someone else's dream. Suppose a sleepwalker came down to me to ask for passage to what is still true. Would you take him straight to your feelings for me, or just let him wander on to an open sea? The seamstress is so distressed she can barely rise at dawn. Her body turns so fast from home to empty shell, from pressure of being someone else's dream. Thank you. All right. So Jim wants me to keep playing. Thank you, Mala, for listening. My mother-in-law is on. It's nice to see her. I think it's early morning over in Sri Lanka right now. So I appreciate her tuning in. This is another old song from quite a long time ago, but it's relatively easier to remember, so I will play it again. Make sure I'm in tune here. Okay, the song is called Weather Vane Happiness. Hold on, actually, not ready. Sorry, Jim, if you want to jump on and fill in for a second.
Yeah, Matt used to do this to me all the time. Why? I'd be like in the middle of starting, I'd be like, yeah, you know, guys, me. I'm like, and then it's like, so anyway, yeah, Wilson and James. Hey, Nick, in the meantime, why don't you just hang out back there? No, hey, do me a favor. Can you go to myspace.com and see if you could find Wilson and James and let me know if it's even still up? I think they took all the music down, but that would be great. Also,
last time I tried to load that site, it wouldn't it wouldn't load certain pages, but I think it's still being hosted.
He said load. Randy, you just cracked me up. All right, we'll be back. Here it is, folks.
Hold on. Keep going.
Motherfucker. Hey, listen, I have a request after this for Eternal.
I can't remember the tuning. Sorry.
Damn it with these tunings. Yo, I can't remember it either. Can you? I was also thinking of when you were playing, like I was reminiscing about some of our old songs. Made It With You or Eternal.
Well, there's a lot of those where I just don't have good lyrics for them, or I don't remember them. So
In Range.
Oh yeah, In Range. That's an old one.
Yeah,
I need to write completely new words to it though.
Yeah.
Okay, I know those two were right. Where am I going wrong here?
Oh, dude, it's definitely the B. Definitely the B. It's out. It's a hair off. No. I'm just fucking. Why would you go by me?
I think I figured it out.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was just one.
All right, I'm going to come in at halftime with the lead guitar.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, this is where your stage banter always came in handy. Okay.
Feel of the soul was too old for people to understand. So when they walked by, they would say, oh, the sun went behind a cloud, or the moon must be full. So he walked by himself for a long time with no one to talk to. He constantly tried to lighten his cross day by day. Oops. Nope. There it is. You know what? I'm going to start over. Feel of the song was too old for people to understand. So when they walk by, they would say, oh, the sun went behind a cloud, or the moon must be full. So he walked by himself for a long time with no one to talk to. He constantly tried to lighten his crutch day by day. Rain has many uses. It washes blood from the streets, and it keeps the sea from getting too salty, and it helps me think. I don't know what will happen in the end, except that I'll die. So what really could go wrong? Oh, the feel of my soul is too old for people to understand. So when they walk by, they all say, any chance of weather vane happiness is coming. It's not like pieces of light bulb being tossed into a light bulb like usual.
That's what happens when you don't practice. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Wilson. Dude, don't you ever talk yourself down, bro. Listen, you were great. I love that. Whatever. I can't do it. But I love that you do, man. Definitely David Gilmour inspired. Or was there someone else that got you into that?
Well, no, I guess actually Wish You Were Here is the first time I heard anyone do that. But,
and you mastered that song to a T. I mean, I remember you being able to play that the whole way, the solo, everything.
I was always jealous of those guys that could, super crazy scat to exact lines. So I would sit and just practice, like trying to, have my brain instantly match the note I'm hitting. Like. And just practice it. But I mean, those guys that can do that shit like really fast, it's amazing to me because they know exactly where every note is, whereas I never did.
Did Dr. Gradone help you with that?
He was really insightful, but he knew that I played by ear, and I would always do well in the ear training part. But as soon as I got to theory, it all fell apart.
That shit was hard. My dad did Theory 4 with him. What a crazy guy.
Theory 2 is where it really started to snowball on me. I mean, at that point, it doesn't relate to music to me anymore, and I have a hard time with it. So,
well, I have a music theory person ready to come on with us right now. Her name is Remy Gale. Please welcome her to the show.
Hello.
She wasn't ready for that. Remy.
I know almost nothing about music theory. Why would you do that one to me?
I heard you have a master's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You're working on your PhD right now, right?
Anyway, Matt, that was great, honestly. And what I did hear is when you were singing and you were playing your guitar, you were matching those notes very well to your vocals. So I think your ear is better than you think it is.
No, I appreciate that. I remember when he mentions Dr. Gradone over at County College. I remember he would, I think at one point he dragged a chair across the room, he's like, I think that sounds like a C sharp. And he'd go and he'd hit it on the piano and it would be exact,
But that's true, though. Like everything we hear is notes. It's just how we recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
else said that. I'm sorry, Jim.
Yeah, I was going to say someone else just said that. Who was that?
I don't know. Who was that?
Well, actually, the truth is, it was Jimmy James. And he said all that. No, actually, it was Victor Moten, which Matt saw the video. Matt, tell us about that. Guys, I'm going to let myself go because I got to go take a deuce. No, I'm just kidding you. But I got to go get a video set up real quick. But
I just give you a face. I'm
going to let you two talk about the Victor shit. If anything,
the Victor shit session.
Yeah. Boom. Dun dun.
Well, Remy, I watched last week, and I knew obviously it would be awesome that he was on, but I mean, I was shocked at what a nice and humble man he was. I mean, I figured he was a nice guy, but now, as Jim knows, years ago, back in probably late 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, I went through like a neo hippie phase where I was into all the, like Fish and Keller Williams, Guster, all those bands.
Guster, yeah, hell yeah.
So I remember listening to Bela Fleck and the Flecktones quite a bit, nice. and then I discovered him, and I think at one point my dad got me one of his books. It was called The Lesson.
The music lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great book because, and it was sentimental to me because basically, my dad was an athletic businessman, like the polar opposite of me. And I think it took him a while to figure out how to relate to me, but eventually he would, he'd kind of, work on that. So he's back, but that was amazing to see him after all these years, to hear, all the insight that he has. I didn't know he was running those camps that he was talking about. So that's pretty cool. There it is. That's the new one, right?
That's the new one. Yeah. The Spirit of Music. It's a great book.
He's definitely a guy who could write more than one book and not be repetitive for sure.
That's like an extension of the music. Sorry, Jimmy, I cut you off.
No. I was gonna say Matt, Remy, and Nick. Nick. We should all go to the camp together.
It sounds intense for sure.
I volunteer. I don't attend. I haven't attended a camp because I've been to God knows how many. I think my first one was in 2009. So now I go to volunteer. So I hang out, I clean stuff, and then I just hang.
If you don't mind filling me in, I don't. How do you know him?
Nice,
How did
James.
you meet?
Sorry.
Pardon moi.
How do I know him? I know him. How do I know him? From Woods. I've been playing bass since 2008 ish, and I finally one more burp, James, and I know I'm gonna drive to your house because I know where you live. No, I'm but I found his book randomly. I was in Park City, Utah, on a ski vacation with some friends. And there was a bookstore, and they were skiing, and I'm not the greatest skier. Do I look like an athlete over here? So, I walked into a bookstore, and I was like, oh, there's this guy, Victor Wooten, on this thing. I was like, this guy, I know he plays bass. That's all I knew. He was a bass player in a band I was not thrilled with, not my style of music at the time at all. And I bought the book. And I read the entire book that day in Park City, Utah, and then I applied for his camp. That was the next September.
Yeah,
and that's how I know him. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
That is how I know him. Yeah, that's it. We just became good friends because I didn't go there to try to play his bass lines, which I still can't play.
No, I mean he is subhuman in that regard. But I also didn't realize he'd started. I didn't know about the whole playing since he was 4 and the whole musical family. I mean that explains a lot of it. But I mean the amount he had to apply himself to be able to get that proficient is no small accomplishment. So I was impressed at his humility and he was able to talk to this camp thing. Really, I think maybe he'd be the perfect guy to do that because he's obviously intimidating when you see him on stage. You think, man, that guy, but it turns out that he knows what it takes to get there, and he knows that chops aren't everything. But there's no doubt when you see him play, he's having a blast.
When you see him play live, I was so close to him. Maybe it was the alcohol too, but it was surreal out of body experience. I mean, he's so amazing of a musician, and the band was also really amazing, and it just was surreal, to be honest with you. And it's almost like a Jimi Hendrix that lived longer in life, because Jimmy was so young when he went 27. What would he have done? And you got to see Victor actually do it. And it's just really amazing. And, now he's kind of morphed into Morpheus. And he's really like you were saying, he's a perfect guy to explain it and have these camps. So it's really interesting. I really would consider going. But I have my boy Nick the Viking here. And if they're not raping and pillaging and setting fires, interested.
That's why we're conquering the woods. No, I'm kidding. It would be amazing to be able to go see that, to go witness that and experience Wooten Woods, because I've only seen videos of him play, and I honestly couldn't believe the sounds that were coming out of that bass guitar.
Amazing. Speaking of sounds coming out of a bass guitar, do we have that video queued up?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh, no.
Listen, I always have to play this every time Matt comes on. It's a video of me playing bass, sucker.
You're playing bass?
Boom!
Wait. Which video was this now?
Oh shit! Look at Matt getting scared.
How about you change it up a little bit? Let's do some jazz funk.
I want to see a live
that video. Otherwise, I would, man. But this is a great video. You do so good in it, man.
No, you don't have to play that. Everyone on who's watching has seen it already.
Should I not play it? I really won't play it if you don't want me to. You might have Groove Jam?
Huh? No, you could skip it. That's good.
Play it.
What about Jupiter?
No.
Do you have any videos that aren't online that you can send me?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, I need to make some. I actually want to be able to make some, just even simple music videos to some of the tracks.
I don't believe it. It's a conspiracy. I keep hearing about these videos.
But
I
one of
challenge you
these
to do it.
days, this guy and I have to make some recordings because we have stuff that
I'm
needs to
ready.
be captured in case something happens to one of us.
Get to New Jersey. I have the guy to do it. As long as you have the money, we got the.
The only caveat here is the cash, man.
We got the guy though. He's got the hookup.
I got the studio, Grammy-nominated studio. I got the best dude you're ever going to want to work with. You want to hear acoustic duo shit? Boom. We are going to fucking blow it out of the water. Chuck, chuck, boom. Nick, do we have the video of me dancing naked? No.
No.
Ready to go.
But you don't want to see that, huh?
It's
Between-
uncensored.
Remy and Matt, you guys are making me real sad.
I've already seen you in your underwear.
I still want to see Matt's video that he don't want anybody to see.
Yeah.
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 You should
Yeah.
totally watch it on YouTube after the show.
Guys, I don't know what happened to Matt.
Thank you for the video. He disappeared. As I'm closing it in front of my screen, like I can't see, like nobody
Well,
can see him anymore.
Honestly, the only problem I have with those videos is the YouTube the recordings never really pick up the full sound. So I sound so loud, and you just hear pretty much me and Justin, and we know you're there, but you know.
I'm
It's
just
different in
messing with
person.
you. Once you get to know me, I just like to mess with people. I'm
Well, you
sorry.
and James are good friends then.
Clearly.
Yeah, no, it was good. So, okay, so then if we're not going to watch the video, Nick, let's get to the awesome performance of me, you, and Remy from this weekend. Just kidding.
Oh God.
So I missed that apparently.
Good.
I'm hearing about this.
Oh, how
It's
bad
probably-
was it? Was it that? Was it really bad?
I'm too afraid to watch it. No,
Me
So
too.
you haven't even seen you haven't even seen it?
No.
no.
Were you just nervous because Victor was listening?
We weren't even sure if he was.
He might have been.
He did.
I was nervous because they threw me into that. I was to play one song,
Oh, that's right, you're
and
not
I
in the
still up
band,
at
right?
James's house,
Yeah.
and he's like, "So you're gonna play these two other songs that you barely know?" And I was like,
That's James. That's the guy. That's my buddy right there.
Oh, we couldn't hear you. You're breaking up. Oh, shoot. I don't know what happened. No.
In all seriousness, though, Remy, you were killing it up until the audio cut out on the bass, and that got distracting. Up until then, you were gold.
"Thank you, Nick."
Yeah.
It really wasn't as bad as I'm thinking it was.
No,
'Cause in my
no, you
head,
were killing
all I remember is like looking at you, we're like, "Where are we?"
You know, if there's one thing I've learned is it's never as bad as you think it is.
That's true.
So hard to keep track of that, though.
Although
especially
I've
if it's a
had gigs
fleeting
where
moment.
it is as bad as you think it is.
Well, you know what, Matt? You're actually really right. We did a Nerds performance like a couple weeks earlier, and I was like, oh my God. And then we watched it, and I was like, oh my God, that was so fun and great. So you're so right. But
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned that because there's been a few times when I've made, random recordings and I'm like, oh, this is crap. And then I'll come back to it like even a year or two later. And I'm like, oh man, I want to use this or do something with it again.
remember, speaking of recordings, do you have Glowworm ready to go?
Do you know what I found? I have a box in the other room of all my old cassettes, all my demos, and
Let's
everything.
hear it.
I just don't have a cassette player anymore. But I'm gonna buy one from like Urban Outfitters or something and play them.
We had a karaoke machine, and it was
This is like we're talking like early '90s, like cheap two cassette
Again, we don't
karaoke
put
machine.
dates here. We don't put dates on the show unless it's other people's music.
We
never-
figured out how to overdub.
Born in the early 90s is what he was talking about, and our parents had
Early
it.
90s. God, you're
Remy,
right.
shut up.
I mean, you're baby.
All right. These guys, Nick, I don't know what happened to everybody. They look great, but no. No, listen, all right, do that. Do that.
But for real though, we figured out how to overdub tracks onto this thing, and I still have these recordings. They're ridiculous.
Ooh.
But
Yeah,
there
you-
was a song that he's referring to called I called it Glowworm because I was super cool back then, and I basically took a Casio keyboard and put the organ sound on and just like layered the crap out of it. It was interesting.
Can we
I
convert?
will dig these things up one of these days.
Yeah, can you convert them to MP3 or CD?
I need to hear this.
I'm sure there's a way to do that. But you know, I'm 41, so I don't know how to do that stuff.
If you say it, one more fucking time.
James, you're only a year younger than me.
All right, Nick, let's go to a video right now.
It's okay. It is.
Matt, shut the fuck up.
I didn't say anything.
I said Matt.
Oh, I think you said you guys.
Listen, Nick, we have to delete an episode. We have to add one more to the end of the season now. Rebook all the same guests next week.
Just
Damn
redo
it.
Yep.
Listen.
Coming back next week with episode 20.
Mateo, early 30s. Thank you. That's what I will be in a few years.
He's talking about my
At least you don't have this going on. Huh?
I don't have it because I shave it. Otherwise, I would.
Really?
Oh, please, you can't grow a beard. You get like 2 little fucking hairs, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, he's calling you out right now, man.
I know. But you know what? Let's go back to the Victor interview.
So,
Oh, you know I love you, James. You know.
I know.
so when are you gonna top that? Is the real question. I mean, you reached the pinnacle of Stereo Joe interviews. Where does it go from here? Is the question.
Shit, bro. You're not kidding. Well, too bad Steven Tyler's my uncle. And next week we have Madonna on, so we're going places. Okay.
So,
Oh, Lord.
I was just I meant to ask you because when you were
Madonna wants to respond to Victor.
We're doing the
sorry.
season finale from Jay-Z's house.
Could you imagine I got Madonna on to respond to Victor's comments? I'd be like, and then we'd have Vic on back to address Madonna. I'm sorry, Matt. What were you going to say?
No problem. No, I was just going to say when you were playing at the Stanhope House a lot, and I remember being super jealous because you got to share the stage with Sponge, who was one of my favorite '90s bands. Did you get to meet them? I don't remember if you said you did.
Remy and I have that picture after the show with them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we did meet them.
So,
I thought
I'm divorced. I'm like, yeah, that happened.
there was photographic evidence of it. No.
It happened.
They were really cool.
Yeah, he's nice. I've opened for him 3 times now, believe it or not.
Nice.
really?
2 times at Stanhope House, and then once at that place in French Hill, was it, or something like that?
Yeah.
Madonna is still alive. Mateo comments.
Yeah, I know. She actually, no, I just heard a new song by her not that long ago, and it was really freaking me out,
Is
man.
she alive?
Well, because it's like ultra modern music, and then, I don't know. What was that?
I just let the cats in.
Oh, the cats. Let's get them on camera.
Cat can.
Gotta smell that. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Like,
What's that thing? Gotta smell it.
I know.
at least
Anytime.
you guys didn't put it in that, like, what's that fucking thing box where you gotta shove your hand in this side.
Well, it is funny how anytime you change anything, you move furniture around, they're like, "Oh my god." What's
One thing. They suggest that you do that every day. Follow me for all the cat tips. Dogs, the only thing I know about them is they're like, where's the asshole? I need to smell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least y'all don't got a pig to deal with.
Listen, Nick has another video because Matt's so blah. I won't let him play anything. It's from Victor motherfucking Booty.
Wait, Dave, what are you playing?
It's a clip from when he was on our motherfucking show, Stereo Joe show. No, yeah, exactly. No, so it's just a recap. So we're gonna just check him out, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it on the other side. Thanks for coming. Well, it's really exciting because you have your hand in a little bit of everything from producing to obviously performing with a whole bunch of different groups. You even do a little heavy metal stuff I've seen with this band Nitro. So you do it all. What has been one of the craziest memories you have from all of this?
Wow. I mean, the craziest one, there's been a lot of really, really crazy ones. I mean, just like getting phone calls and getting on the phone and it's Michael Angelo, this guy with his guitar player. and I'm with Nitro, and I'm used to seeing just photos of him with so much hair and guitar necks going, you know, in every direction of the compass, you know. And all of a sudden, I'm on the phone with him and them, and they're saying they want me to play bass on this prog metal record. That's crazy enough, you know. But what's really the best part of that story is that they thought that highly of me to add me to their music, you know. A similar story when Chick Corea hired me to play upright bass, you know, double bass on a live concert, and I don't play out double bass, but he thought that highly of me, you know. So it's really, really nice when people think, in many cases, higher of you than you think of yourself, you know. And there's been quite a few crazy incidences like that, and I'm grateful for all of them.
Can I add something to that? Everybody who's listening, bring out your notebooks and your pens, because you're going to want to write this stuff down, folks.
Remy's been around. We've been around each other for a long time, and you know, I don't know if I first met Remy at a camp or on tour or whatever, but Remy's been to a lot of our camps, and you know, we always tell people to have, you know, a notepad and a pen just in case.
Wait, Vic, you want to laugh? This is actually, it says, "It is well with my soul" is the name of the notebook that I've been using.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep that notepad hand. It's true. It's not because I might say.
Guys, I don't know how long we're supposed to go. Nick, how long am I supposed to go?
You keep going.
You keep going with them?
Yeah.
All right. Was there a spot you had in mind to get to, or can I just keep talking? I gotta ask the boss.
It was like another couple minutes.
Boom. We will be back, folks.
Songs came from. I mean, you know, silly, bad recordings of me singing melodies into my phone, and I'll play them for you, and then you can hear how they morphed into the final version. You know, so all that stuff is good, but a lot of us lose ideas. We lose good ideas because we don't document them. And sometimes those ideas are fleeting. They come and then they go. And so you got to grab them. And if you don't, someone else will.
Absolutely. And that's why the notebook is so important to have it, to get the idea down. Now, any of these ideas, did they end up turning into your books? And how did they come about? If not, and this is the second book. It's kind of like a two-part series. Is there going to be a trilogy at all?
You know, there's music is like, it never ends. You know, as I heard my good friend Anthony Wellington say once, he said, it's like trying to count to infinity. You know, you never get any closer to the end. But the cool thing I realize is that you do get further away from the beginning. So sometimes if you turn around and look back, you can see how far you've come. And then you realize, wow, I do have something to say. So there could easily be a trilogy or I don't know what you say when there's four, a quadrilogy. I don't know. But there easily could be. But, you know, right now I would leave it up for someone else to write. I'd rather people write their own story. And that's really my whole goal, is to inspire people to be more of themselves. You know, and I like to lead by example. And, you know, so I like to do things that hopefully will inspire people to do their own thing.
I do have a question for you, Vic. So obviously I have the book, as you've seen. And yes. I open like to the second page. It says, "You are not lost. Keep going."
You know that one very well. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you touch on that?
Sure. That is a sign that if you come to one of our camps at our location, Wooten Woods, you will pass that sign. Well, we hope you pass it. If you read it, I think you'll pass it. Because when you get to our place, it kind of looks like you're lost. You know, you get off the highway, and then you're just going down to this winding road deeper and deeper into the woods. And it seems like you just left civilization, and you're getting further and further away from it. So we put a sign out there that says, "You are not lost. Keep going," you know. And it really brings a lot of relief to the person that's driving. It's like, okay, I'm on the right track.
Yeah, in the back
Yeah.
of Tennessee, you're like,
Especially coming from North Jersey, the first time you're camping.
yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
But a lot of
Right.
people have taken that to be like a huge thing as part of their lives. Like the "You Are Not Lost, Keep Going" sign came to be more than what you even intended it to be, which has been
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, there's not a whole lot that happens at our camp that doesn't have a deeper meaning to it. You know, our camp is about music, but if you think about music, music is about life, or it should be, right? I don't write a song about music. You know, this song goes to the 4 chord, then it goes to the 5. That's not a good song. But if you have stories to tell, your music can help you tell it. You know, like a movie is better with the music. And so even when we're teaching music, if you want to call it that, the goal is really to help you to be a better person at life. And when you have a better life, you have more to express through your music. And then people will listen.
I love it. And I was going to ask you, to talk a little bit more about Wooten Woods. I think it's vixcamps.com. If people are interested, they should definitely go and check it out. But it's a little bit about the nature and about the music. And if you don't mind, just tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, if you think, I'm happy to. Thank you for asking. If you think about this, Jimmy, when you see someone that's really good at something, especially if they're young and they haven't been doing it that long, but they're really good anyway, you say, wow, you're a natural. Well, what does being a natural really mean? It means you're alive, right? So we all want to be like nature. But in music, they tell us to go away from nature, lock yourself in a room and woodshed, practice. How do you become natural locked in a room? Right? If we really want to be like nature, maybe nature should be the classroom. Maybe nature should be our foremost teacher. That's what we do at Wooten Woods. We use nature for what it has to offer. Yes, we play music. We play a lot of music. But when doing these nature exercises, you find out more about yourself, whether you realize it or not. At our camps, we might make you a little bit uncomfortable because that's when you really learn about yourself, not when everything's going right. It's when things might go wrong. And at our camp, you don't have to do anything we ask you to do, but we offer it to you, and people always say yes. And we make sure that you're safe. But we want to make you uncomfortable. And what ends up happening is when you're uncomfortable with a group of people who are also uncomfortable, you'll go with it and learn, right? And then when we come back to play, a new part of you is playing. And that's what we're looking for.
That is really cool. And Remy has raved, and she's told me, how life-changing it is. So I'm going to kick it to you, Remy. What has been one of your best memorable moments of Wooten Woods?
Oh, gosh. I see you laughing.
Oh, no.
Well, he wants me to say the crying because I'm emotional. And they don't make you cry there. I'm just an emotional human being.
You can get me in trouble, Nick.
I heard that was Dan's favorite part of the event,
That
though.
was Dan's favorite part. Remy, where art thou? Remy Gale, where art thou?
But in all
Oh gosh,
seriousness,
I texted you I had to pee. I said pee, bring me right back.
I didn't say, but
What was the question? I'm sorry. I just heard Remy Gale, so I came running back. What's up?
the question was, how did it go?
The pee?
yeah.
No, really. What was the question? I hate you.
Oh, I muted Matt. I'm sorry. Matt, you're back.
I was going to say, have you ever peed to the sound of such wisdom before?
No.
On many occasions.
I know I haven't.
You know what? I'm going to try. Let's put it back on, and we could all take a little pee break.
I love the fact that such a talented guy was able to use his talents to share with others, and I feel like he wasn't just put on this earth to be an awesome musician, but to also teach others. And I always admire people like that who are able to not only succeed in their own goals, but then now take what they've been given or what they've achieved, and now pay it forward to others. It's awesome.
Who does that?
I really had no idea he was doing that. I mean, I just figured you were interviewing him just to talk about, his music, but the camp thing was new to me. So
that's what everybody thought.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going to happen. And basically, it was a miracle. He knows my name. What?
One of his favorite quotes that his mother used to always say is, What does the world need with another great musician? Nothing. The world needs are great people.
Mm.
And
Wow.
that's really, he lives by that.
Well,
As
you need
you
great
also
musicians
tell
in
from
the
the
90s.
segment of that interview. I'm sorry, Matt, I put you off.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I was just saying we do need great musicians too, because the 90s were proof of that.
Oh, for sure.
Fair, but that was not the point of what I was trying to say.
No, but whether we heard it for the first time tonight or we've heard it before, it was just as powerful hearing what Victor said. And he's such an inspiration.
Well, the interesting thing about what he said too is, we were talking before about how we first started playing guitar. When you're young and you first start playing music, you want to be flashy and you want to be impressive and you want to be technical and you want to show off and all this stuff. And then eventually you start to realize as you get older that that's not as important. It's about, everything that Victor basically said. So, take it from a man of his experience who's been playing as long as he's been playing to tell you that, and to be impressed by somebody's emotion and soul in their music, goes a lot further than, well, how fast can you play and can you slap and can you do this,
Right.
And for someone to be, it's just the odds of somebody being that great and still maintaining that mentality is very rare in this world.
It is. Absolutely. And it's a beautiful, wonderful thing, I feel like what he portrays and like what he says and like what he lives by is really important. It helps people.
And he stayed and chatted with you guys for a long time too. I was impressed.
Yeah.
I figured he'd be like, I gotta go, or but
Right, he was doing that. He was like, I'm sitting at home. What are you guys doing?
Days I hated myself. I was like, dude, you prematurely ended a conversation with this amazing guy. Like, what were you thinking? You ended it. You were the one that said we gotta that. And I was like, what? But I thought I didn't want to make him feel trapped. And I was like, I want him to not feel taken advantage of. Because, dude, I mean, wow, that was major, man. I mean, that was the scariest question you ever asked. How are you gonna top that? And damn it, bro, I probably have to get naked. Not that that's gonna help. I have to have myself on fire.
That'll help.
Circumcision and get naked, and that's just the beginning. That's just the first song. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna beat that, dude. Wow.
I mean,
I was like, I'm reading Mateo's comments.
every week I'm going to be watching thinking. Now you have a lot of amazing people on here. I was going to ask you, as somebody who doesn't get to watch as often as I'd like to, how do you find people? Do they come to you from word of mouth, or do you go out and scout bands, or what?
You miss shows? Oh my God! This episode's over. Goodbye. No.
Bye.
I watched the recordings of it later, but
no. There you go. All right, game on.
You're
No.
back.
I'm only fucking. This message goes self-destruct. No. You know what? Honestly, it's multifaceted.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when you were first starting the show, it was an impressive endeavor to begin with, but you've actually reached out to people all over the country. So
Nick's really the guy that gets the far and wide.
Yeah.
He's got a big net. Nick, he did a lot of plane trips out west. Now, really, Nick gets a lot of the people, and then I get a lot of the people that I know too.
Hey, sorry to cut you off. The reason why I ask is because I'm going to try. I'm not sure, but there's a guy I know who's living in Austin right now. He's dating Sammy Delafave. You remember her, right?
Yeah.
So he is awesome, and I know he's doing a lot of, obviously tours are kind of on hold right now for a lot of people, but his name is Pat Byrne, Byrne. but I wanted to reach out to him and see if he'd be interested in jumping on.
We'd love it, man. We got 2 episodes left. So really only one, because the next one is our regular one, then the last one, season finale, all returning people only. And then we're taking a break for a couple weeks. So I'm definitely down, but just know that, FYI. But
it could always even be next season. You know, I mean, he's not going anywhere. But
season 4, folks. We just announced it. Damn it, Matt. No, I'm kidding you.
Season 4. Look at that. You're still going strong. That's great.
Dude, this is what, the 62nd? No, what were the stats?
64.
Wow.
This is 64, or there will be 60?
This one is, because this is episode 20 of the season.
So can you believe that?
Wow. That's
I've
insane.
been on 3 of them. That's impressive.
Oh, my friend, fun, folks.
Did you make it every season?
I don't know.
That's a good question, actually.
It
might have been one of each, actually, now that you mention it.
All right, so we already know one returning guest for next season.
Dude,
Boom.
I'll have to come up with some new material, but I practiced it this time.
You know who else was on our show?
Can you put Mr. Jones on the next one, though?
Wooten.
Are you a request? Can we do Mr. Jones next one?
Mr. Jones, huh? I can do that.
Omaha.
Oh, yeah.
That song needs a whole band.
Or Sullivan Street. We can do Sullivan. Can you do Sullivan Street?
You know what's my favorite memory of Sullivan Street?
I'm doing Counting Crows requests.
So years and years ago, when I was in this band in high school, we played at a battle of the bands, and we did Sullivan Street. But the drummer's brother was going to play with the piano parts, and it was funny because he's supposed to just do the little fills, But he went a little nuts, and we just laughed about it because it was like the piano in the background kind of like overpowering everything, but it was just hilarious. I can't really, you had to be there, but I mean, it was just funny how he kind of, he just did a lot of filling.
I think we all know
but
at least one person likes to overshow.
Yeah, and he didn't even mean to. I think he was probably just, I mean, it wasn't like he was necessarily trying to do that. But it was just a funny story amongst
Maybe
us.
he was a little nervous. Did he get nervous?
Yeah, I'm sure, because I mean, we all.
He's like that video of that guy on the drums. Have you seen him? He's like so over dramatic. But he's like in perfect time at the same time. You're like, how the hell does this guy do that? And then he goes,
especially too, like it's important to remember that now we hear all kinds of people who are considered more amateur being able to make really great quality recordings. But back in the day when we were younger, you either sounded professional or you sounded like crap. Like there was no in between. Like you had crappy equipment, it was all you had, and then you tried not to make yourself feel bad about it because you knew that it wasn't you. It was just the stuff you were going through.
Unless you wanted to spend big money, and it was big money then.
I mean, the stuff that we can record on our phones now is amazing. But
it's so much better, infinitely better. I mean, think about it. Your camera on your phone is so much better than we had when it was just, our best digital cameras back then.
Yeah, the big thing with the VHS that you carry on your shoulder like this.
Yo, how about the video?
Oh my God, yeah.
How about the
video? I call it tape, but
And the big microphone in the front, it was like,
yeah.
Matt
and I used to make these videos. And if Pornhub was around, we would have been.
I bet you did.
No, I'm only kidding. But we did do videos. And they were
used
all
to be like skits,
types.
basically. Like at one point, Jim was a detective.
Yeah. We summoned the devil and another one.
I think there was one where you pretended to get abducted.
Yeah,
we had it filmed where like one of us would run on their camera and like put static on the radio to make it sound like the UFO was coming, and then we'd shine the overhead light on, and you'd pretend to be sucked up by the beam, and
it was pretty damn good.
All right, who has this? We need to see it.
Thank you, Nick.
Unfortunately, I think those tapes are definitely gone.
I wish we had it. They were on like blank VHS tapes, so it was like hard to like know what it was, and like it would get mixed up, and then eventually I don't even know if I have a VHS tape anymore anywhere. Like I don't know.
Oh no, my dad has a VHS player, so if you find the tapes, it's all.
Really?
I have a working VCR too.
Do you?
You know, I wish I had kept all my VHSs. I got rid of them thinking I'd never need them, but I wish I kept them now.
Yeah, well, thank God you found Glowworm. Too bad you won't be finding Fireworks.
Oh man, so you know what he's talking about? he had an 8-track. I think was it 8-track or 4-track? It
4-track.
You were an
It was
8-track player? God, you're old.
No,
It
no.
was a Tascam, and you had to record it at half the speed, right? So you'd record one side and then you'd flip it over, and you'd have to mix it down afterwards, so you couldn't just play the tape. But we just literally recorded 15 minutes of absolute nonsense. And at one point, I think I couldn't even describe it. It was insane.
Well,
I feel like there was
improv. It wasn't just nonsense. There was tonality to it.
No, there was. That's what I'm saying. There was some stuff
Yeah.
that we'd laugh, but I mean, we had our moments.
We had lots of fucking moments.
But we went 50 minutes without stopping. It was fun.
50.
That's a long time. That's a long time now.
Whoa.
They can't focus that long. That was good.
Well, you know what? We
No, am I the only one that noticed Nick holding up the JVC thing? Am I the only one that noticed that?
I noticed it twice.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I luckily was handed
Hold on, you know
these by my brother. These are these
Be kind, please
tapes.
rewind. Remember the be kind, please rewind? I
And then you'd get fined, or like you'd get charged if you didn't.
Fine.
All right, Jim. Check this
Nick,
out.
put those back up. Sorry.
Look at that. This is what it would come in. This is
Wait,
it
Matt,
looks
what are
like.
you doing?
So I have new tapes.
Oh
that
my
I
god,
never
I thought he
opened.
was peeing. Swear to God, I thought he was fucking peeing.
Oh, but you know what I do have?
I'm choking. I'm choking. I'm choking. I'm choking.
This is the demo that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yo, I remember those tapes.
On
They
a
were-
cassette. Is that a cassette?
Red
then
Moon. You recognize that band?
Oh, shit.
And I have let's see.
Mateo, this is old school shit.
Poor Mateo is like, what the hell is going on, guys?
We'll never see right now. Wait,
Yeah.
a little lower.
What did it say, Jim? What?
Jim. It says Jim Project.
I'm so blind. I have my
Splash
glasses
Matt
like
Wilson.
all the way up to the screen. I'm like, what does that say?
What? I can't read that shit.
What happens when you get old?
That's my next album.
But yeah, I got this whole box here. I'm dying to hear what some of these things sound like.
Let's put them on right now, folks. Debuting them.
Man, I wish I could.
I was gonna say, oh please.
Hey, we won't get copyrights.
Where do you live? I'm gonna drive over here real quick.
But I did think it was funny that I opened this box and I found 3 unopened cassettes.
Oh.
I wonder if they're worth anything.
No, unfortunately.
I'm just kidding. Obviously not.
Hey, dude, did you find any easy video cassettes with black print?
No.
Remy was talking about VHS tapes. Like, we didn't know. Be kind, please rewind. We worked at a video store.
No, but I do have these.
I bet you did. I don't.
Remy, it was one of the best times. We worked at a video store that rented PlayStation, Super Nintendo, or whatever, one Nintendo systems, and Xbox, and we would rent it out. But what we would do is on Saturday nights, 2 people would set up the game system in the back, and 2 people would work, and then you would take alternating shifts. We would give out free videos to the pizzeria, and they would give us free pizzas. So every Saturday night, we had like a little thing. Sorry, the business is gone.
Awesome.
That's why I feel like we're okay. Matt, should I have not said that? Fuck.
Did you not what? Oh,
Should I
it's okay. They've been out of business for 20 years, not to age us again.
Yo, shut
What?
up.
We're not even. None of us are 20. We're even not. No, we're not close to
Sleazy
20.
video, yeah, exactly.
Legitimately, that's what we fucking called it. Was sleazy video. It had a back porn room.
I was gonna say, they have that porn room in the back with the little like the little curtain.
Yeah, they were like shutter doors. And
Yeah.
I found out from the guy who was there for a long time that there was a reason why they had to put a camera back there.
Yep.
I'm glad we didn't ever have to experience anything like that.
Yeah,
Someone
well, thank God we're not gonna have to tell people why there was a
relieved
camera.
them. They were fucking pictures. I would leave the back room, like, trying not to poke things. I'm like, oh, God.
Oh,
Oh my God.
No, the
Ew.
best were the
Oh,
dudes.
no.
The best were the dudes that would come in on rent one get one free day, and they'd come up with a pile and then go home, and like 4 hours later come back and rent 4 more. You know, they were like
You're like,
building their collection.
you're like, this guy's really busy.
You remember some of the titles? Oh my God.
Like, you should see the calluses on this guy. I mean, damn. I mean,
I'll never forget this as long as I live.
Mateo's bleaching their ears.
And no, I haven't seen it, but we used to have to open the boxes every week and prep them for rent, remember? So do you remember when Granny Fucks a Tranny came in? That was fun.
no, dude, the one thing I remember was saving Ryan's private.
Yes.
That was
Yeah, they would do that.
Ryan was out.
Yeah, they would do
Funny.
No, that was a big one back then, though.
I think my favorite though, the pun. They had the pun names like that. There was remember Bounce That Check, like the check women in there. Oh, it was
Oh yeah, there was so many good ones, but yeah,
you know they had a blast naming those things. Oh my gosh.
oh yeah.
that's what I wish I went to school for: naming porn videos or doing porn music. You know,
Is this late night Stereo Joe show? Is this what happens late night on Stereo Joe?
real.
Yes, what happened?
Yeah, this is
past
the,
10 p.m.
By the way, I was studying a porn the other day, and it was an older one, and I happened to notice they used to do these like.
I don't want to know what you noticed.
While taking notes.
No, they were like, used to be like
Nick wants to know. He's curious.
yeah, get the pen and paper out that Vic always suggests. They did like this bad, cheesy porn music, like, and then somewhere in the phallic scene, the music would just go away, and then because it turns into moans, and then like,
He's got the science down.
So how do I hang up this phone call?
no, because I'm such a music guy. This is for music people out there.
You know, but seriously, to what you're
So
saying,
the jazz
think
came
about
on
it.
and the jizz came on. Is that how
So
it went?
But think about it. We joke about the fact that music is like porn music, but I feel bad for like people who legitimately were just trying to make good music, and then their music got used for that, and now it's just like you can't go near it anymore.
Hopefully they got royalties for it.
Maybe. But can you imagine if they're like, yeah, sure, I'll take the money, and then 10 years later they're like, oh man, and why did we ever do that? Or maybe they're like, I don't care.
We're getting royalty checks. I love it. I wrote a porn song once. It was called Number 4.
I used to always think it would be really fun to
Was
be
that like a Dave
music
Matthews
musician.
Yeah, basically. What'd you say, Matt?
Sorry,
I was
Matt.
saying no problem. I was just thinking it actually would be really fun to be like a Muzak musician, you know, like those dudes that play like the
Oh yeah,
you know, like something you hear in like a doctor's office.
yeah.
It's got to be
Like
fun.
with a steady like envelope filter on the guitar, so just like
Yeah.
really happy. Yeah.
They do the octaves.
Dude, speaking of octaves, dude, how many times did I? Sorry, I just read Mateo's comment. And I just broke down.
Which one? Because poor Mateo's having a breakdown over this conversation. Sorry, Mateo, I love you, bro. I really do.
You got all excited thinking about eating
I
burrito.
lost
Just
all
went from there.
Mom,
Guys,
pick me up. I'm
you
scared.
gotta do something. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. I can't help it. Poke. All right, you guys are killing me with your jokes. No, listen. What the hell are we doing?
We started talking about Victor Wooten and we ended up talking about porn.
Owner. Listen, that's what I should have asked Victor. Would he ever do a porno?
You and I would never be friends again if you asked that question.
You know, legitimately though,
I would
you have
hate you.
to imagine what his reaction would be to a question like that.
No one's ever asked him it.
Exactly. He'd never
And
forget.
no one I know is going to ask him it.
When we
What
go,
do you
when
think
we,
it's an invite?
when we go to camp, you can ask him.
You can, but you never met me before.
All of a sudden you don't know me. Why is this guy talking to me like he knows me?
Good, I'm good at
Never
that.
seen you
I have
before.
video
Without it.
evidence
I didn't met you. What the hell, fucking weirdo?
I'll be the first person kicked out of camp.
I have Facebook evidence that that's not true.
Oh, no.
Archived.
Hey. So it really, honestly, getting Victor on was one of the most exciting things that happened on the show. And I'm really clear because, I mean, obviously, Remy and Nick were both on the show, and Matt was watching the show. And now here's where we get to the fight time.
Uh-oh.
Because Matt doesn't like Post Leroy Dave Matthews Band, and Remy does.
I shouldn't say Post Leroy. You should say Post.
Where's the ring? Get me in the ring.
Post.
I got one good hand, and we're going.
They should have broken up after Busted Stuff.
Now, because the album was busted.
No, because everything after that sucks.
No.
Dude, some of the best songs, You Might Die Trying, was
great song. Yes.
Stand
Up, even though there wasn't a Dave Matthews album, it was just Dave Matthews himself. Great song. That's a great album. Stand Up? No.
I wonder if Andrew is still watching.
Oh no, Leroy was still alive. Sorry.
Yeah. That was before Busted Stuff.
Brugrex King? You didn't like Brugrex King? What?
I understood what they were trying to do. They were trying to go back to the original sound and everything. But okay, so Jim and I have had this conversation a lot. If you want to get into the Dave Matthews discussion,
I don't know. It seems like you can actually
he
kick
is
my
the
ass in
guy.
the Dave Matthews discussion, but I'm ready for it. Let's try.
He's the guy that taught me how to play and sing at the same time. When I sat in my room and I practiced, what would you say, Satellite?
Yeah, but do you
all
play
these
Dave songs without a capo? Because I've seen you play with the capo, and Dave, I've never seen Dave play with a capo before.
Which one?
Every game that you
Matt plays it all legit.
But
James is like, Remy, shut up now.
Crazy
But
guy
I feel like-
from beginning to end. He's a jerk.
Because Dave played some fucking chords, and I play guitar. He plays chords that are impossible, but he don't use a capo.
No, Matt does it all. Dude,
which speaking of Jim and I, one of these days I'm gonna be
I'm
on
just
the show
messing. You guys know.
and we're gonna do some Line Our Graves for sure.
Great song.
Can't wait.
You don't like Line Our Graves, James?
No, we used to perform it, Matt and I.
Oh, I love that song.
We do a nice version.
But after like that Busted Stuff era, I feel like he just got lazy, in my opinion. Just my opinion. There's a lot of words. He's very wordy. Not as much melody. Not really a lot of cool guitar stuff going on anymore. I just feel like it's not the same Dave. I don't know. Something before these crowded streets, he just kind of changed. And I know that happens with certain bands. It's inevitable. I want them to progress. You don't want to hear the same thing. It's kind of like Coldplay, for example. After X and Y.
Coldplay sucks live. I've seen them live. Watching them live is you might as well just buy the album and not go see them live.
Well, so what you're saying is not the same, and it may be a hologram.
Or and I understand that bands need to evolve. And actually, I don't know if you guys have been watching those shows, those benefit shows that they've been posting on Facebook all last year. They would just take random shows, and you would log in.
Dave or Coldplay? Dave. Yeah.
So I watched a few of those recent shows, and I have to admit that it sucks that Leroy Down obviously is terrible, but now they kicked Boyd out, and it's like just weird.
They didn't kick Boyd out. Do you know why they had to kick Boyd out?
Yeah, I know, but
he was like, "Nope, we're not talking about this on the show tonight."
We already covered. But for real though, I understand that sometimes when things get personal with people, bands don't want to be associated it. But I've always had a very minority view about that. If a musician is good and they're doing their job, I personally don't give a shit what goes on in their personal life. I still want to hear them play, right? Like same thing with say Kevin Spacey, for example. I know he started this whole cancel culture movement, but I still would like to see that back.
We are canceling the episode right now. No, I'm joking. I will say this.
Listen, I appreciate everybody's opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Well, listen, Remy doesn't like a song I love too by Dave.
Oh, fuck, if you're gonna mention Samurai Cup, I'm gonna hit you.
Such a good song.
Like, real dude, come on.
All right, here's a question from a very important viewer, Mateo. How did we go from porn to Dave Matthews? And I have the answer. because Dave writes pornographic lyrics. But he
He
makes
does,
it so
though.
nice and innocent that you don't realize what he's saying.
Yes.
I used to think that back
Look at Cornbread.
when Crash came out and he did that whole, hike up your skirt a little more. I'm like, he's the only guy that could say that, and women are like, "Oh, he's so cute and adorable. I love it." Like, how did he manage that perfect spot where he could say
It's
things
so
like
good.
that?
He does it a lot.
Yeah,
A
but
lot.
people love it. No one gives him any crap for it. I'm amazed.
He's smooth with it.
Yeah, that's not
I
an
mean, I don't really have a crush on Dave Matthews. He's my least actually one of favorite.
I don't know how
Carter's my favorite.
I don't know how Remy hates this song too, Say Goodbye, but it's a great
Because it's a shitty ass fucking song.
It's so good. It's so good, but again,
Tonight, let's be lovers, yada yada.
again, the lyrics of that song is he's saying basically cheat on your boyfriend tonight with me, just for the night, just
for the night.
for the night, and then tomorrow we'll be friends again, and you go back to your boyfriend. And that's what he's singing about, but it's like so grandiose and so beautiful. You're just like,
I think I will.
and then
Dave Matthews, I'm just might.
literally. Now, Remy, how can you hate that song? That flute in the beginning with the most amazing drums ever.
I never said I didn't like the music. The lyrics to that song, I really did. They irk me for some reason. I don't know what it is.
It was so funny.
Fan here besides you, Jim. Are you both of you huge fans?
Which?
Are you guys huge fans of Dave Matthews in general, or?
I think that'll answer for Remy.
Okay.
I started getting into them more when I started hanging with Jim. I knew a couple of songs ahead of time, but never really got into him. But then really seeing him perform and really seeing the experience, I started getting into him much more.
Let me see if you said me say goodbye. She hit you. That is true.
Well, actually, I hated them at first too because everyone in my high school liked them. I hated them just because of that. But then after I graduated, I realized they were awesome. And then
I was just gonna say this, sir. He literally comes over one night and he had got me to hate Dave. I didn't even know anything. I just always trusted that musical opinion. So he's like, hated Dave. I hated Dave. And he's like, no, he's no good. I'm like, he's no good. And then one day he comes over, he's like, dude, you gotta check out the new Dave album. I'm like, no, it's no good. No. He's like, you gotta listen. I'm like, no. He's like, trust me, man, you gotta listen. And then we did something, if you know what I mean. And then we listened, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think it's everybody gets into Dave. I hated Dave too. I hated Dave for a long time, especially after seeing the "Don't Drink the Water" music video. And I was a kid.
Oh,
I know. I'm younger than basically all of y'all except for Nick. And seeing "Don't Drink the Water" music video.
Hey, I remember when their debut album came out and they just kind of exploded overnight because they released "What Would You Say" as a single and it was out of nowhere.
I love that song.
Well, and you know what the greatest thing about Dave is that he was so contrary to everything else that was out at the time. I mean, you had Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Metallica, Guns N' Roses. I mean, and on and on. And then you have Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
The complete opposite of anything out there.
They were the first band to make jazz cool, though. If you really think about it.
And that's where Tripping Billies came from. Sorry, because Dave's girlfriend at the time, before he was married, said they sound like a bunch of tripping hillbillies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's how they came up with the song "Tripping Billies."
Huh.
That's cool.
Now wait. All right.
Look at me and my dumb Dave knowledge.
No, I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's how they came. That's how they came up with that.
Well, what's your favorite Dave song, then? If you don't,
God.
Mine is the Dreaming Tree. I'd have to go with the Dreaming Tree.
You know what? That's another one I don't like, and I will give you the reason.
We are definitely not friends.
I'm not friends.
Come on, that bass.
I am not insulted. The only reason I hate that, I don't hate. The only reason I'm not a fan is because the first time I ever heard that song was at the Izod Center when they played the Izod Center, which is not even the Izod Center anymore. I don't know what's it called now. The Izod Center, Michael.
Some corporate name, I'm sure.
something. The one by the Meadowlands. Apparently it's not anything anymore. Anyway, they played like a 30-minute version of The Dreaming Tree, and that's the first time I ever heard it. And I was like this, and I'm not a big jam band fan. Like Dave is as far as like my jam band.
I was just gonna say this is the contradictory thing I've ever heard.
I'm sorry?
They are a jam band. That's funny.
They are. Yes, they are. And like it's real. I'm not really into jam bands. I'm just not. I love Dave Matthews. I really love the lyrics. I love like the thing he's trying to put out there. Like it's great. He has a lot of great songs. It's just The Dreaming Tree, and the lyrics are great, but when you do it for 30 minutes and it's just I lose patience. I start daydreaming after a while. I don't have the patience for it. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Well, that's fair.
That makes me not a true Dave Matthews fan, then that's fine. I promise I am.
Enough catalog where people can, they can all, pick their highs and lows.
Meanwhile,
I love Rhyme and Reason. Rhyme and Reason's one of my favorites.
That actually is really fun to play. Actually,
I've never tried.
We were playing Trippin' Billies a little bit. I was playing the fake version. You were playing the real version together. But together it sounded good.
I managed to get the notes down, but when you watch him play, he's got a very specific style that his fingers do some weird things that I don't do right exactly. But I mean, I'm hitting the same notes as he is, but he just does it differently.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Address something that you said on the show before. But it was about him making the songs easier, and I one time I heard him talking about how they decide the songs for the set, and they said it's basically him, Carter, and Stefan because they play the most and their hands hurt the most. And since
I can imagine
shows like they're the three people that are the most affected by it. So I have a feeling Dave was like, I've been doing this thing for so long, it hurts the shit out of my hands. We want to play longer shows. We don't have openers anymore. Let me write easier fucking songs. The people still want to hear the old songs where I have to play that anyway. Then I'll write these new songs where I just fucking barely play anything. I got an extra horn player. Tim's in the band now permanently. And it's like, all right. And I got the craziest drummer in the world where I got to keep him happy. Let me play back.
That's a good point. Well, speaking of, that's who you got to get on the show next. We got to get Tim Reynolds on here.
Oh my God, String! Nick got me his autograph, but I don't know if Nick
Oh yeah, that poster you have on your wall right outside. Yeah. I saw TR3. You've seen TR3. I saw them at where do we see a TR3?
Upstate, Daryl's house.
Daryl's house.
I keep hearing about that place. How cool!
It is awesome. It is so much fun.
What is that?
It's not the Daryl's house you'll see on what's that channel? Something with a P. What's that channel? Palladium. Does anybody else get Palladium? Apparently it doesn't exist anymore. That's my husband in the background talking. If anybody's hearing another person talking.
Oh, it's not like Siri.
Where did we see this show?
It's Siri. What? The male Siri. One time I was able to change one of my females. It wasn't Siri, but it was to a man. They had a male voice option. I was like, what is this? It freaked me out.
You've met him. You've all met him except for you, Matt. He exists, I promise.
Celebrities missed out on the whole change.
He's playing Zelda on his new Nintendo Switch, just in case you're wondering.
Nice.
I was. Thank you.
That's what Nick does on the off time on this episode.
I do. You
play Nintendo. You play Zelda on your Nintendo. What?
Whoa.
Even right below the camera, I'm playing right now.
I have something.
Sorry, I thought Zelda was a girl, so hey.
She is.
Zelda's a girl?
You play as Link.
Yeah, Princess Zelda.
Oh god, I'm getting yelled at about Link or something with a Link. I don't know what's going on here. I don't play video games.
Link with Link.
The funny story about that, when I was a kid, we got our Nintendo in 1988, and
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, exactly right.
Liar, pants on fire.
So I remember I think I was 9 or 8, and then my sister and I would play together, and we had no idea what we were doing. And she accidentally discovered level 1, and she'd be like, "Matt, let's go to the cool place." And we would just wander around and just I think I ended up being the gamer. She ended up not really playing much anymore. But it was just funny that every time I play Zelda 1, I just think of the cool place.
I'm sure it would like it if I actually gave it like 3 seconds of attention. I just don't. I like Mario Kart.
I'll kick your ass in Mario Kart.
I bet you.
Matt and I
wouldn't even
were champions of Mario Kart. We ruled that shit forever.
The original from the 90s.
What we had a vintage one.
Yeah, vintage, right?
Nick wasn't alive in the 90s.
It was hard for you to find a copy. You're lucky you did. At the time, there's almost none left.
Yeah, it was a reprint because we couldn't afford the original.
Naturally.
So hard, but listen, you might see a gray screen in front of yourself with a white triangle.
It's about to be a video.
This is a new song that I need Matt's assessment of. Listen, for live on air, I need him to lie and say only positive things.
If the bass sucks, don't. I'm gonna. Wasn't me.
Now announcing the bass player, Remy Gale. On rhythm guitar and slide guitars, Nick Fantatuzzi, the Viking. And on nothing, Jimmy James. Let's see how it goes.
Wi-Fi.
I hope it works. Can you hear that?
Yes.
We'll be back.
Every time that I see your face, I get a little movement. Every time that I hear your name, I get a little movement. But you know, well, I'm sorry, you never knew what to believe. I can feel your pain. Well, I'm sorry, you never knew what to do. 'Cause I can feel your pain. It just won't wash away. I'm lost, but still I pray. You keep bringing me down. Now I know what it looks like from the top of your mountain. Now I know what it takes to get to the top of your mountain. But you know, well, I'm sorry, you never knew what to believe. Well, I'm sorry, you never knew what to do. 'Cause I can feel your pain. It just won't wash away. I'm lost, but still I pray. You keep bringing me down. If I ever hear your name, I'll run the other way. You cause me so much pain. You're still bringing me down.
Oh, Matt, was that song bringing you down, or were you super excited about it?
Super excited. So a little fun fact about James is when we were younger, not that young, of course, he was afraid to sing, and eventually you just worked up the courage to do it, and you've just been getting better ever since.
Well, thank you, sir. Eventually, I just had to sing because you know how singers are.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Every time you get a lead singer, they're either, they're ego or unreliable or something. But I mean, you just went up and did it, and it's not easy. I mean, even people, who compliment me and they'll say that I'm a good singer, I still in my mind think maybe if I think I'm not, it's still, you just do it. And then, because I had a similar instance when I was in high school. We were in this band with this kid, Joe, and he was the lead. And I enjoyed just hiding behind him and letting him be the guy.
Oh,
Joe Seglia, yeah.
yeah.
And then he quit. And then the other two guys were like, I'm like,
Didn't he
well, we'll find another singer. Huh?
Didn't Joe have a twin or something?
Yeah, Ron. Yep.
Oh shit!
And-
Nice. Keep going.
Yeah, no, but you remember. So yeah, I mean, they kind of like encouraged me to just step up and be the lead, and I hated it the whole time. So it's not easy to get up there and sing. So come a long way.
That wasn't me singing. That was actually a hired gun.
Yeah. Well, but the other thing I love about Jim, and the reason why I like playing with him, is because, I mean, you've heard my songs. Like, I might try to write weird chords or complex things, and just to be interesting. But James was great at writing catchy stuff that sticks in your head. So I always latched onto that because I can't do that. So I like the fact that he can do that. And even if you don't want it to be stuck in your head, you're like, God damn it. Like, I'll be going to bed tonight and I'm going to be like, dun, dun, dun.
Yep. What's the first thing I said? Oh, sorry, Jim. I'm sorry.
No, Ren, what were you saying?
What was the first thing I said after you played that song for me?
I hate you.
Yeah.
And did I start crying?
Yeah. No,
I cried.
No, I don't know. What did you say?
You felt the pain?
I did. It hit me deep.
I know it did hit you deep.
Oh no, what?
Are we going back to the porn conversation again?
that my songs get in your brain, man.
They do. Games
That
especially.
is a
Games is I can't get games out of my head. Every time I hear it, it's stuck in my head for like days.
Yes. And Side by Side is another one that people.
Oh my God, that song.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? They got to start making some money. Then maybe one day. We really have the end of Side by Sides down really cool now, but we got to make it better. We're gonna make it better.
Is that thing you just played? Is that gonna be on your new record or?
Yeah. That's
Oh.
Pain, and Remy guests on bass for that one. So that was a cool bass.
Unfortunately, I couldn't really hear the bass through the phone, but
Yeah, you can't hear the bass. That means yeah. Every bass player says you gotta turn the bass up.
Turn the bass
It's true. I'm not even a bass player, and when I did play bass, I always said the same thing. Remember?
I'm just messing with Jimmy.
It did come through better with headphones.
Yeah, it probably does.
It does.
That was the bass version. That has bass.
Yeah.
Y'all need better speakers.
Turn that bass up.
How many songs are you working on now?
We're bingo. No, I think there's 7 coming out, and then right away we're doing at least another 4 electronic ones.
Nice.
Another one coming out right away after that.
Oh, awesome. You guys
Sweet.
are busy. I like it.
Yeah, we're going all electronic beats.
What, did you hire Tom York in your band? Just
No, I
switch
think
it up in the guitar band.
want to change it up. My buddy Dan has just recently gotten into recording a lot, and he got this super cool bass program.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane. You could literally you could plug the bass in, and it'll either record what you have live and analyze it and essentially do a beat detective and auto tune all in one on this program. But then you could literally change it to any bass guitar or bass sound in the world. It could be tuba. It could be like be able said before, bass clarinet. Like it could be any form of a bass. It could be 80s synth bass.
It's only bass though?
Only bass.
It's like a MIDI bass, like the bass has the MIDI track, the thing in it, or
it could be that. It's so many ways. You could just literally go in and plot the notes on it with the cursor. You could hum it into it. You could play a guitar and it will write a bass line based off the guitar line you wrote.
so this is like a computer program.
Yep. And you could like put it like high, medium, low, and then like extra high, like for the bass level of it. So like you could play your guitar line, make the bass line extra crazy, or just turn it down, and then all of a sudden it just like takes out half of the notes. You're like, So not just because of that thing, but it can give you the synth electronic sounds you're looking for. And then Dan's a drummer, so I was like, oh, he could just help make the beats no problem. And then we could fuck with this thing, and then we could do the guitars. And so it was just like all this stuff kind of coming together. And I've been wanting to do an electronic-y type album. So are you coming up to New Jersey at all, Matt, in the next month or two?
Probably not, no. Because we're going to Disney this September, so we're saving up for that.
Oh, well, Disney in Florida or California?
Florida, of course.
Oh, Disney World. Sorry. I prefer Disney.
No, we happen to be buddies with a guy who is like a Disney nut. He's like super into it. So he's going to take us around to all the cool stuff. Otherwise, I would be overwhelmed. I mean, there's just so much going on there now.
But that is cool. You have your own insider.
Yeah, he can sneak you in, so you can save a little bit of money that way.
Yeah, well, he knows basically how to make the most of it, basically. But it's going to be an expensive trip, no doubt. I'm trying not to think about it right now. But it is. But sorry, not to distract you. But yeah, I would love to hear more of your stuff. If you have more stuff to run by, just let me know. I always like to hear previews.
We got shit on shit on shit. No, we have a lot of. There's a new one, almost country-esque, called Mo. And Ashley has a beautiful. She sings the. And
you don't do the country singing? Come on, man.
No, I do. It's co-sang. I sing the verses. She sings the choruses.
It is though. It has a very country. It really does have a country sound to it. It's a crossover country.
Yeah, crossover.
And I say that with love.
Well, that's like the thing now, isn't it? I mean, modern country is pretty much like country pop. So
yeah, country pop rock, because it has both elements to it. It's all but this is mellow, because you know what it is. I have a slide guitar on there, and the slide guitar
like pedal steel or just slide,
just regular slide.
Okay.
And it just ended up sounding country-esque, but it's actually heavy distortion. Okay. But it's just weird the way it comes together, and it's not country at all. But it just has that just like a feel to it. Like it'll remind you of country. Like you're like, oh, like it almost could be that you're like, damn, like. But it's cool, and Ashley just sounds really elegant on it. Mm-hmm. And every chorus, we just like kind of like building up a little bit more to get fuller and fuller. So it's like a nice and it's only a 2.5 minute song. These are all short. Boom. And then there's another one that Remy really liked. It was called Molasses, but it ended up being titled Surrender.
It's a good one.
And Nick likes that one.
It's a beautiful song.
I love Nick.
I can't wait.
Oh, Nick his phone's about to die. He's lost all sound.
Oh shit. Nick, we love you, buddy. Get out of here. No, I'm sorry. Get back here. Hey, where did he go? Hey, where did everybody? He really Nick really left. I was only kidding. Come back, Nick. All right.
Where did the Viking thing come from?
I don't know fully, but I think it's when he grew his beard and hair out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's wearing that hat upside down.
Oh, in the beginning, he had a hat.
Okay.
That hat.
It was real. Those are real horns, Rem.
Yeah, real plastic horns.
Well, listen, it just plugged in. It just plugged it in, baby. That's what I try to do every weekend, baby. No,
I denied.
But listen, thank you coming on this marathon edition.
Thanks for having me out here. It's awesome to talk to you guys, of course. Nice to meet you, Remy.
Likewise. It was
this is the first time you guys have actually talked?
Yes.
Hmm?
Oh, wow. Well, now you know each other. Remy played bass for me. Matt played bass for me. Look at this.
We've both been employees of Jimmy James. What do you know?
And
I'm kidding.
Gotta get behind his back.
That was a kidding.
Hey, I love this. I got right in the middle of you two. Guys, can you lean in and give me a kiss right now?
I went the wrong way.
Yeah, it's backwards. I keep forgetting.
Good. It worked
Remember
out
this guy over here.
It worked out better, probably. But all right, Nick says it was a lot of fun hanging tonight with you, Matt. I guess And it's always a pleasure having you.
Oh, thanks,
Likewise, sir.
Nick. I love you.
He goes, "You're great." And I know he was referring to
Matt.
No, but really, guys, have a great night.
You too.
And we'll talk to both of you too soon.
All right.
Yeah, as in I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, no. All right, good. Sorry, I thought I hit the wrong button. I'm such an idiot. I said
All right.
All right.
Boobs. All right. I love you.
See you guys. Have a good night. I love you. Guys, thanks for tuning in. That is the show. Stereo Joe Show, baby. We made it to the end. I don't know how. I got lost in there. But no, really, thank you so much for tuning in. See you next Monday. We only got 2 episodes left until the season finale.